Welcome to Classy Broadcast with Classy Broad members Jay Crook and Callie Fox. Join us today for our 4th episode of Classy Broadcast, where we discuss the ADHD life hacks that we've learned along the way living with ADHD ourselves. These hacks are meant for medicated or unmedicated ADHD people. As always, thank you for listening and for giving us a space to voice our thoughts. Welcome to Classy Broadcast. This is episode number 6.
Six.
Spooky
Ooh,
broadcast.
that's perfect. The 666.
It's our Halloween episode. I'm about to let my fucking nuts hang. Okay.
Right on, brother. Yeah. Shout out to your costume. You fucking nailed that shit.
Dude, I love how he's like the scary but cute. You're like the cute,
Straight
and
up
I'm
cute,
just like
and then just, yeah.
fucking.
Flex
Anyway. Today we're going to talk about Treezy's album, It's All Drama, and it'll be extra fun compared to when we talked about my album, because we won't have to worry about spoilers.
Yeah, not spoilers, and also
you know how fucking
not
sick
quite
this
as quite as heavy.
You can let your nuts hang.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, not quite as heavy.
So can I start out with my favorite couple of lines?
Okay, so
first, that you said, I got locomotives like a crazy train.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
I got locomotives, that's a crazy train. Hop on a track with me and lose your fucking legs.
Dude.
Because like hopping on a track, you
oh
feel
my
me?
god, I didn't even catch
you didn't get that?
part,
Yeah, on
bro.
a train track, you get your fucking legs cut off.
Yeah, that's so
Hop
dope.
on a track with me and lose your fucking legs. Yeah.
Brother. Okay, there
That's
was one
coffee.
other one.
That's
What
coffee.
was it? Shit. Bitch, I can't even fucking remember. I love you like a rap kid love breaks.
Yeah, I love you
bro,
like a rap kid love breaks.
Because it rhymes with like a fat kid love cake.
Okay, well,
but
actually,
like,
so just so I can't take all the credit for that one, that's actually I was paying homage to an Atmosphere song. Yeah, there's an Atmosphere song where he opens a verse like that.
Look at you being a big man.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I never caught that one. But like, I was like,
tight.
damn, that's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you fucked
You
with
know that
Atmosphere
fucking
like that.
21 Questions with 50 Cent?
Yeah.
He's like, I love you like a fat
That kid loves cake. Yeah,
Yeah. You know
so
my
that
style.
was
I
kind of
say anything
the
with a smile.
paying the homage to all of it. Like
That's
it's,
cool.
So, yeah.
Dope. Hell yeah. So Jesse's a silly bitch. I kept telling him, I was like, bro, dude, like, seriously, like, this album's so fucking good. Like, I have to check it out. Okay, to be fair, he's very fucking busy and he's recovering from like working a lot.
I feel
but
that.
he was literally, as we're getting ready today, he's like, I gotta listen to his album. And I was like, bro, you haven't listened to it at all?
I listened to it, the whole thing right before. I listened to the whole thing right before.
So it should be fresh in the brain.
It is fresh in the brain, but I'm overloaded with bars. What is my favorite? Obviously, I'm gonna do a plug. Webpage is obviously one of my favorites. Who's the other dude on there?
Deli, bro.
Deli?
Yeah.
He's fucking dope as hell.
Shout out Deli, bro. Deli is so fucking legit, man. That dude's so dope on like every level, bro.
AC Delgado written down. What's that?
So I call him. That's his rap name. So AC Delgado.
Oh,
so
okay.
AC Delgado.
All right. Can we
yeah.
link his shit? Does he have shit to link?
Yeah,
okay.
Fuck yeah. So we'll link everything with Del. And Del's dope because he does everything, bro. So he is insanely talented engineer. He makes his own beats. We did a Rocky Mountain Cypher. That's kind of how we first linked up.
Oh, is he on there too?
Yeah, he made the beat.
That's
Rocky
dope.
Mountain Cypher, so fire. And then just anytime I've heard him drop shit. And then when I sent him the webpage concept, he fucking delivered. He sent it back to me, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what we doing.
I'm so glad it was a surprise, like, because you just sent me the blank beat.
Yeah.
And then I heard it all together, and I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it feels
well.
good to be rapping with people who...
The caliber.
An example on Del's level that I thought was really cool. So I wrote my verse before I called it webpage. Like,
oh, really?
I heard the beat, wrote my verse, and then when I was trying to come up with the hook, the concept of we can do this on site like a web page. So that came after I'd written my verse. Well, then I recorded my verse. I came up with the hook, recorded the hook, and then sent it to Del. And when he sent me his verse back, his entire verse, when you guys go listen to it, it is one of those repeat listens.
Bro,
every bar
serious.
is web page related.
I was like, seriously, his double entendres
and
his
it's insane.
metaphors are like, I was like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, bro. How did he manage that? How long did it take him to send that back to you? I'm curious.
I'm not too long. Super transparent about like being busy and all that.
Yeah,
and
fair
then the coolest thing he did is he specifically did ask me, "Do you have a deadline?" And I was like, "Yeah, man. Like, if I want my album done in the time frame that I'm trying to get the promo done, everything mixed and mastered, it's sent off. I have a comfortable base to sit on it to where it's ready to go and I can like prep. And I gave him the deadline and he got it to me before my deadline.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
like
I was just
before
curious
my
because
deadline.
like for me, I'm not much of a metaphors and double entendres person because I just feel like that shit's so clever. It would take me forever to think of that shit.
You're better at it than you fucking give yourself credit for.
Oh,
but,
thank
yeah.
you. I'm always just curious, how long did it take those people to come up with that shit? And how long did they have to practice to get to that point? Like, damn, bro. I'm not even joking. Like, Jesse fucking killed that shit. Even for Jesse, I was like, bro,
yeah, no, so when
whoa.
Jesse sent me his back, like you said, what was so cool is on my end, I was like, I want this collab with like the hitters on it. It's actually funny because with the song, originally, because normally when I drop an album, for like a good part of like past like 8 to 10 years, you can usually expect who to see feature on it. Like Crook's been like almost every album. You've been on a bunch of my albums, like Cyrus, The Zoo, people like that. So with hitting up Dell, I really want to reach out of like not only my state, but my inner circle and like branch out with other people I really respect. So I'd hit up Dell and boy Skilly, and Skilly just had a really crazy hectic schedule. He was trying to get it done, but he couldn't get it done within the time frame. Right away, I default to who's gonna fucking kill a verse, and I just always default to Crook.
Yeah,
and so,
absolutely.
And even shout out to Crook because you can attest I was very last minute with Crook. I was like, bro, I need the verse by like this weekend.
I got it.
Yeah, and so Crook got it, and when he sent it back to me, same thing. I was like, God damn, I fucking picked the right
He loves
one.
Treezy
Like, yeah,
more than he loves Classy Broad.
Fuck
I'm just kidding.
No, go ahead and plug yourself like on the webpage, bro. You sauced that motherfucking verse, bro.
I'm on. I don't know what track it is, but it's called Webpage. Go check it out. Spotify, it's everywhere.
It's all
Apple
over
Music.
Yeah, Sycamore Treezy. Where you?
Jake.
Which reminds me, we need to get you a link tree so that we don't have to be like, here's the Spotify link, here's the app.
I have
link,
one.
Here's the, you do?
Yeah, mine's called Songwit.
Brother. Okay. Jesse fucking killed that shit.
I mean, dude, I gotta give you your flowers too, obviously, bro. Because like when you sent it to me, I was like, I gotta top that shit. No, I'm just playing. I gotta try and top.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, bro, like, I truly
sauce that.
Yeah, I think that it's one of those songs where I had some homies that I really respect that hit me up after they'd listened to the album, but specifically they commented on that song. It's actually one of the ones that gets the most attention.
Really?
And when they commented on it, they were like, bro, all three of you. And sometimes there's a song where like there's just one rapper who you're just like, they got like a dope song, but fuck, man, like Sean really did his thing on there, whatever it was. They hit me up and they're like, bro, everybody fucking do the assignment with that one.
Yeah.
So,
Dude,
so
for me, that was like, need these to sleep. Better Days, like, bro, I love you. Your concept was great, but Better Days killed that shit. I was like,
he did a similar thing on Come Over. He was on Where We Go to Be Savage, and Better Days was on my song Come Over. Another one that's really popular. We're gonna Anthony and
he's been
Better
in the
Days.
scene forever.
Yeah,
too,
so that's my dog right there. I hope he's fucking. I'm gonna tell him he specifically needs to watch it because I'm shouting him out and giving his flowers right here. That motherfucker is so talented. I actually get mad he doesn't do more. Actually mad.
Is he one of those?
So fucking talented.
Don't even.
But I mean, he's another one. When I hit him up and I'm like, yo, here's the concept. I don't even have to worry about it because, hey, here's the beat, here's the concept, and I know for certain he's gonna bring fucking like.
Yeah, but
shit,
you can tell that like he actually knows what that shit's about. Because,
100%.
Like, the way he described like, feelings that you're trying to fucking escape when you're going into that addictive shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the feeling.
Yeah,
Like,
and the thing about, because I guess just true to form with us, we'll be jumping all over the place, but on Need These to Sleep, as an album, it's all drama. The whole point is I didn't even plan on doing an album. It's been writing, and I actually was really in this headspace that I didn't know fucking what I was doing next with music.
I have a question about that later, too.
But so I started writing, and I started kind of compiling a certain amount of songs. Now, it's funny because I Need These to Sleep is actually probably the first song ever recorded for the project. I had that in the vault for a long time.
Nice.
ETS.
Without the second verse. It was just my verse and the hook, and I needed I did have a second verse on it myself that I was like, man, I don't think that my second verse was particularly what I wanted for the concept. But on I Need These to Sleep, as a whole on the album, I tried to make it to where every track hit a different vibe. So like, as I break it down, like intro track, so the intro track, the cat over there just being low.
His tail's flipping around, bro. He's being a menace.
That means he's plotting, bro. The first song, it's all drama. The intro track, conveys what I'm trying to do with the album. I'm telling people, like, hey, life is a stage. Like, I'm not saying that in a negative context. I'm saying that life is a stage. We are meant to be characters. We are meant to be actors. We are meant to convey emotion and be flamboyant and
creative.
and creative. Yeah, exactly. And if you choose not to do that, that's on you. That's part of your character and your story. Because life is a stage. And then from the get, it's like, okay, now I'm going to capture every emotion that you'd see in my drama class. Braggadocious, almost like villainy, Wild West vibe, flexy type shit. And then Sweetwater.
You did great. That was fucking an amazing
Sweetwater.
follow.
Yeah, Sweetwater 2.0. But I just try to hit everything. So when it comes to emotions, I need these to sleep. That's obviously like heartbreak. That's a heavy song, and on it, it's a metaphor for, because I'm very open about it. Hell yeah, we got the fucking cat up here, dog. But it's a
pussy.
Yeah, bro, I start talking about my album, pussy just starts popping out. What's up, baby?
He's like 10.
No shit.
Yeah.
Getting old, dude.
Still like a kid.
He sounds like a little baby.
Don't do it.
As we talk about like the deepest song in the album.
I know.
The whole reason I wrote that song was it was actually about Xanax, unfortunately. It was about the fact that for my PTSD and my anxiety that I was having really severely, that's one of the things that I was prescribed was Xanax. And the doctor was like, hey, use them as needed during panic attacks, whatever, such and so forth. But anytime I used one for a panic attack, it worked, but it just made me really tired. So I stopped using them during the day and just kind of strong-armed my anxiety and things we talked about on the last pod where I used those skills and actually did a really good job at putting it in a better scope and doing better with it. But nighttime still is very hard.
Dude, nighttime is the worst.
Night's the worst. So then I would take the Xanax at night just to sleep.
Yeah.
So then anytime I would like get the context of like, you take Xanax every day, and I'm like, oh well, yeah, but I just need them to sleep. So that's the whole point of songs. I'm just like kind of scapegoating with that. Like I just need them to sleep. The verse itself is it sounds like a very heartbreak song. And the angle I'm doing it's a lot of rappers and other artists have done it, but I'm talking as if the Xanax is a female.
Yeah.
Like the Xanax is my girl, and I'm being like, every time that we kiss, every time that we touch, like
Shit. I thought that was a love song. I didn't pay attention to the names of the songs.
Yeah.
Because I was in the shower and shit.
So I need these to sleep.
His mind blown over here.
Dude, Morty's mind blowers and shit.
So,
The way that you talked about like, scapegoating with that, even when I was like in my Xanax addiction, and like Jesse will tell you, like, got deep.
The villain.
you do look a straight up looking Dr. Evil type shit. And he's just chilling too.
I'd be like, dude, I'm not even doing him that much. And this is the only time that I can relax because like, I had a whole fucking routine, dude.
Yeah.
I would get him all there next to me and fucking get my snacks and get my Netflix going and do it and fucking pass out.
Yeah,
and
same.
be the best sleep of my life. You know?
And it's true because I mean that's obviously why it's a dangerous substance and it's habit forming because it does work so well in that context. And once I started scapegoating with like, well, I take them every day, but it's only because I need them to sleep. And then I started being like, man, that's what the alcoholic says when he's like, oh, well, I only have 2 drinks a day. That ain't that bad. Next thing you know. So it was just me consciously checking in that I needed to realize within myself that it was something to be aware of, like to look at it from that scope, because I think medication like Adderall, Xanax, they have a place. If you can use them as prescribed, they can literally be life-saving medications, but it's just when you start to let loose the steering wheel and...
That's where it becomes a slippery slope, too, because I was actually rewatching the first episode and how I brought up Xanax and you said, yeah, fuck, and I just kind of didn't really... It was just like, oh, yeah, but if you need it, I understand that. It even goes into that whole... Even your friends are going to make excuses for it because, like, it's your prescription. Nobody's really going to notice how it's getting and how it's... becoming dependency thing.
And that's exactly it's becoming aware of like dependent side of it. As well as it works to sleep, I was putting off finding other solutions just because Xanax works so well.
Yeah.
So opposed to being like, hey, there's got to be a healthier, safer, and better longevity with some other kind of resource that I can use to help me sleep at night, whatever that may be. But Xanax works so well that I don't even got to fucking look into it, dude. I take a Xanax 20 minutes before bed and I'm fucking falling asleep on the couch. Like,
it's actually interesting that you say that too because probably like 6 years back, I don't know, I went to go get my birth control and I was talking to the doctor and we were talking about anxiety and she's like, well, have you ever tried anything for your anxiety? And I, as a person who's been very addicted to Xanax and stuff, I was like, I like to find other ways to deal with it. I don't want to become dependent on that because I know there's ways to overcome it. And she was like, wow, that's really insightful, and didn't tell her, like, yeah, I have a serious problem with Xanax. I shouldn't do that. She was blown back because it's so common to just be like, take this pill to fix it,
Yeah.
you know?
And another conversation we've had, because of course we always get into these like deeper topics here. You and I have talked about how easy it was for me to get Xanax opposed to you trying to get Xanax. I was shocked when I first started having mental health crisis, situations take place, and I was seeking the help. I was ending up in therapy and sitting there and talking with my a psychiatrist about like potential medication options. I remember when I was having a really bad panic attack. Early on, when like it was new enough that like, I don't even know how to put it into words. Anybody who has been through it knows that it's literally like when you watch like Stranger Things and they go into like upside down. That's what it feels like when you like, become like severely anxious and start having panic attacks. It's like, yo, what the fuck's even anything anymore?
Yeah.
So when I was in that state, I had a friend of mine who was like, hey, I have really bad anxiety and the doctor gave me Xanax. Works really well. Would you like to try one? So I did. And this is back when I couldn't sleep. I was just having some of the darkest days I've ever had, and the Xanax did work. And I was like, wow, that fucking really did work. And then when I ended up going to talk to my psychiatrist, and it was actually mind-boggling because I took this DNA test. I took it, and for them to be able to gauge what medications would work best for me, and that the whole spectrum of like, antidepressants, mood stabilizers, sedatives, all those different things. It breaks into 3 categories of which one will be more beneficial to your like, metabolic system and how everything works. Green is like go for it, good to go. Green. Yellow is like go ahead and take it, but maybe lower dose and keep an eye on it, side effects. And red is the worst case scenario, but like, I don't advise you trying red.
Yeah.
So ironically, my green areas were like 2, 3 medications, 1 medication, this and that. My red categories were fucking stacked. There was just so much that I wasn't supposed to take. So when that happened, my psychiatrist, I brought it back. She's like, well, what do you want to do? Legit, she was like, and I'm not gonna say no
like
names.
It was a menu,
but almost. That's what she
Yeah.
was like. Hey, you have your list right there. You have depression, definitely bipolar, and you have anxiety. What do you want to try? And I legit was like, is this one good? And she's like, yeah, it could work. And I'm like, I guess we'll try that one. And like, yeah. And then when I brought up Xanax, it wasn't even like question. It was just like, okay, like sure.
Oh yeah.
And then ever since then, it's never been a problem. Every time I go, I have 3 prescriptions that get refilled, and it's those.
Well, and same with Adderall. They were almost like pushing it on you. Like,
oh yeah,
for me,
yeah.
I was like,
That was the other thing is I went. That wasn't even. That was a standard doctor appointment. I didn't even go to the doctor for that. I went to the doctor for a totally unrelated reason, and the doctor was just like, hey, my wife was with me, and he's like, hey, do you have a hard time focusing? And I didn't have to answer. My wife was like, oh boy. And then he's like, do you have this? And my wife was like, there it is again. And he kept asking questions, and he was like, have you ever thought about trying Adderall? And I was like, I've heard of it. That one kind of scares me. You know, my doctor was like, you should really try it. He's like, I take it. I don't take it every day. I take it as needed on the weekend if I have to get a bunch of paperwork done, which again, if you can successfully do that, that's the point of it. But it was just weird to me, like you said, there's people who I know that go to doctor's office and they're almost like flagged. They're like, oh, that person asked for Adderall. Like I was going to the doctor and doctors were like, hey dude, you're like a kid in a candy store. Like, what do you want? And like that on the other side, that freaked me out that I'm like, fuck man, opposed to telling me healthier or other options, again, like, hey, Adderall or Xanax or this, let's make that like last line of defense. Let's try this, and this first.
Right.
Opposed to that, it was take this really intense medicine.
And it's such a trip because, like you said, like for me, I already knew that Adderall worked for me. That it big fucking difference. And 6 years in, I had to get to the point where I was like, yo, I'm going to kill myself because I feel like a fucking failure. I fucking hate myself. And they were like, okay. Let's take care of the bipolar first, and then we'll work on that. And like, I have a really good psychiatrist that works with me, but like, it took me so fucking long, and I have to pay for her out of pocket. There ain't no insurance, none of that shit. She don't take my insurance.
Well, and I already have had forever a really big aversion to meds. Like, I've never been a huge fan of...
Jesse's nervous about it. And I hate having ADHD and being like this, but like he gets nervous about the addiction side.
How long have I been thinking about it? Fuck.
It's been joked about a lot, media, amongst friends, but watch a commercial for like antidepressant. Hey, do you feel sad? Do you feel whatever? And it'll tell you, it'll be pictures of people out at lunch and having fun and golfing and stuff. And then side effect, explosive diarrhea. Like,
anal bleeding.
The one that gets me is suicidal ideation is a side effect of so many of them. Like clonidine, you would shit yourself at the fucking list on there. Like, there's one on there that's like formulates untrue ideals that cannot be refuted by facts.
And you're Jesus. It's basically like psychotic break. It's like, you just have a psychotic...
And I legit see fucking shadow people and shit, but other than that, I'm great. And I know it's not real, so it works.
It helps this, but your eyes might melt. So
like,
sorry.
Full chance of it happening, but
that was a big segue. But that's what we do here.
That's something I actually wanted to bring up is because I knew we would do this. I knew we would diverge into a lot of topics. Yeah. But that's the point of music, is that it starts these discussions. And I wanted to say, like, hey, we're diverging from the album, but also like because the album started these conversations.
Well, and I appreciate that because
it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
And I appreciate that because, like, on the album again, I really wanted to hit just so many. I wanted to be a chameleon on it. I will say I'm very pleased because the feedback I've been getting is people saying that, being like, dude, diverse fucking album. Like, even topics and styles that people weren't expecting from me. They're like, dude, I fucking never heard you rap like that before. Or I've never heard you do a concept like
fresh.
That. It also came in
Jesse
the
was listening to it and he's like, this is good. It was like he was surprised, and I was like, damn, bro, that's
I wouldn't even say surprised. I don't think I wouldn't say that.
No, it's in sound quality wise too. Like,
I will say I think it's my best engineer, because that's we all do that ourselves.
It's comparable to when you spent all that money on Medkit music.
Well, he was saying, he was like, I think it's better than Medkit music, and I didn't understand he was talking about sound quality, because I was like, of course it is. That was 15 years ago.
Medkit music was the first project I ever did in an actual studio. I paid to go get studio time with an actual engineer, and it did turn out, it sounded good. Back in that era, I guess I was still finding my style to when I go listen to that now. I just
you cringe out?
No, I don't cringe out. I actually think Medkit. I think Medkit music to this day. I think Medkit music holds up, but I just mean in the context of. Y'all ever listen to an artist that you hear somebody and they're kind of new and you're like, damn, this dude's dope, man. This guy's going to go some places, and then you hear somebody that you're like, oh, that guy's masterclass. You hear a song and you're like, he's not even trying anymore. He's so good. Back at Medkit music, I felt like I wasn't there yet. Not even close to being there. Now, I will say, like, I'm going to take it out of the context of so easy, he's not even trying. Now I listen to my music, and I'll put it this way. The night that It's All Drama came out, I have these rituals that I do. And anytime I have an album drop, they always drop at 10 p.m. for us here over in good old Wyoming. One of my rituals that I do is when an album drops, I go listen to it before I tell anybody that it's out, before I make that promo. And like, there's a release radar and stuff, so there's chances people are going to hop on it before I make my first post. But I have to listen to it front and back, headphones on, zone the fuck out. So that's my ritual. Album drop nights, that's what I do. I sit there and count down and watch the clock until 10 o'clock, and then I check, and right when I see fucking new release, I'm like, here we fucking go. I put the headphones on, and there's times that I've had albums drop and I'll go back and listen. And you make an album, everybody in this room can relate to it, is sometimes you get like really hypercritical on yourself. And I've had nights where I'll have drops and I'll go listen to it and I'll have some insecurities and I'm like, fuck, I hope these are received well and all these things. I dead ass, I was in my kitchen, I had It's All Drama playing, headphones on, and I swear to God, I was just cheesing. Because I was so fucking proud of myself that I was like, fuck, bro, you fuck. Like,
everything,
like,
dude.
Fucking,
down to like skits. They're not really skits.
Yeah, just the song intros.
The songs, the intros and stuff are fucking awesome. Like, everything.
I tried to listen to it to take notes on the way to and from work, and then I was like, every 5 seconds, I was like, I can't remember all this. I'm like, fuck, that's not gonna work. I'm driving. So I sat home and started doing it, and I got up to It's Getting Cold. And then today I had to finish it. He was like, fuck, dude, I still got a couple more songs to like write things down for. And I kept forgetting that I was doing it. Because I would just like get into listening to it.
And that's a huge compliment. That's fucking cool.
She's all just like, just like,
oh, wait, shit, fuck. Spin that back. I gotta take notes.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
We got two guests, or we got our special guest this week is actually Quarter.
Dude, I legit, the whole time he's been sitting here, I'm just like, I'm so happy. Like, me too. Because he's so good. Look at him, being the best boy.
He's honestly so cute. He just has a tendency to like, sit on whatever the fuck you need, and it pisses me off.
Oh, to scratch the butt. Oh,
you should hear his little ass meow. Meow into the microphone. Meow.
Dude, one day I was helping, this is totally ADHD off topic. I was helping a homie move recently, and he has this fucking, I don't even know what breed it is, but it's this fucking very beautiful, exotic type cat. It looks like a fucking like sphinx or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Is it hairless?
I think it is.
You talking about Cody?
No, it's my other buddy.
Oh.
Quentin.
Because I know he's got...
I just say it as if it's like confidentiality.
He had the grumpy cat, huh?
Quentin?
No.
Cody, a grumpy cat. Now he has a cat named Melvin. I think it's funny. Anybody listening to this podcast who's like new to us and doesn't know who we are is like, what, man, the guy's just riffing off on shit. They're like, who the fuck? I don't care about Melvin or Cody. And I'm like, that's my dog. That's my
motherfucking topic, but we're gonna
we going Junebug. So anyway, we were helping him move, and he had to lock his cat in the bathroom so he didn't fuck with shit and like try to run out. And he just kept meowing. Well, then I got addicted to responding to his meows, and everybody was like, "Dude, Nick, stop!" Because he would just be moving. And I was like, "Meow, meow," just make him. Those are terrible.
Pitiful. It's so pitiful too.
Meow.
Me and Carter were having a fight earlier. He's all. I was like,
and we're like, Nick, and to the point where they're like, is that the cat or is that Nick? Because
I just get better and better at it.
So I started finding a groove. Like,
there was a while back where I got so good at it that our cats were like, what the fuck?
Like, where's
and then
this
after
fucking
a while,
cat?
Like, whatever, dude.
Fucking mom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So back to the album, anyways.
Yeah.
So with the beginning song, like. That it hit me the way you said. I can't remember exactly what the line was, but you talked about how alcohol killed your father, and it changed the way that you interacted with the world.
Say Dad met with Jack Daniels and his friend Johnny Walker, and since they took his life, I've been feeling sort of somber. I don't love like I used to. I used to treat it like it's karma, but you don't get what you give, so I really give responses.
Yeah, I fucking felt that.
Yeah, I lost my dad. It's like I love different now. I was in my father.
Well, because for me, like, my mom died by suicide, but also I'm pretty sure that it was a big fucking result of alcoholism and addiction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
and like losing my father.
I felt that shit, dude.
Losing my father to alcoholism. For anybody who's ever experienced that, it is slow. It is horrific. It's terrible. And
well, and you want to like them to be different, but you also know like it's never gonna fucking happen.
Me and my dad, towards the twilight of his life, when you could tell, a brilliant man, very philosophical, and such a kind. He was a good man. I loved that dude so much. And with my dad, towards the twilight, we'd always have conversations and connect and reminisce. But you could tell as it got later in his life and he knew that he wasn't doing well, we'd have like even deeper conversations. Like deeper than, I'm almost bummed. I was just talking to my sister about this the other day because my dad's birthday was yesterday, actually. So, so my dad's birthday was yesterday.
Those are hard.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Yeah, for real, happy birthday, Pops. So my dad's birthday was yesterday, and I was talking to my sister, and we were just reminiscing, and I told her, I was like, I wish that earlier in life I could have had deeper conversations with him, because I've always been a deep individual, but we just never did that. Anytime we talk, it was just, what's up, Dad, what you doing? And then towards the end, that's when we started getting deep. And he was one that he was very self-aware of what was taking place. He's like, I know I did this. Yeah, and also that he was like, and I don't plan on stopping, essentially. Like he pretty much put it that.
Well, I mean, if you're already at the point where you're gonna die anyways, make yourself miserable on the way out, and I hate to say that, but like... And
so it's just one of those things where he knew, and we've got to talk about it before, but it truly, the whole entire situation affected me so deeply, but from just my dad being my dad and all my experiences with him throughout life, then watching him get sick and just everything, like going from being the strongest human being I'd ever met, this dude who when I was a kid, like my dad was strong, he was a tough dude, and and then watching him become like frail was really difficult for me. I'm good talking about it now. Normally stuff we've talked about it and I'll start crying and stuff, but I've been in it is, but I'm in a good place.
We're advocates for tears on this motherfucker.
But like I have this really beautiful memory of him that when he was sick and he went to the hospital for the last time. And unbeknownst to us, we didn't know that would be the last time we'd take him to the hospital. He was sitting in the hospital bed, and he just could not get warm. And so he was sitting there, and he was shivering. He couldn't get warm, and he was shivering. And he kept asking for blankets, and the nurses were being really sweet and bringing him all the heated blankets, and he just couldn't get warm. And he was a jokey guy, but he kept messing with the nurses and said, "Come to give an IV," and he'd be like, "Ow!" And they go, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he'd be like, "I'm just kidding, honey." And just so he was doing shit like that, but he just couldn't get warm. And I remember he kept shivering, and I finally just got up and I went and I sat behind him on the hospital bed, and I just wrapped him in my arms and leaned back, and I just started rubbing his arms and loving on him. He was just like, "Oh, that's so much better," and he just kept saying, "Thank you, son," and all that stuff. And to me, it was like this beautiful circle of life because that's the type of shit he did to me as a kid. He's a very affectionate guy and like just loved us so much. So in that moment, it was just so surreal to like roles had reversed. I was cradling my dad and like, yeah. So again, we go off on tangents, but that losing him.
It ain't an episode of Callie Don't Cry.
Yeah. But losing my father literally changed how I looked at the world. Yeah. And I'm not saying that negatively. No, not negatively. I'm even on the line where I talk about losing him and I'm like, I don't love like I used to treat it like it's karma. Obviously saying I treat it like it's karma. Like, well, if I love a lot, that means you're going to love me a lot, right? Yeah. And, like, if I'm hateful...
also, like, if people don't love you, you're like, I'm not going to give them...
I've witnessed situations where I've loved a lot and haven't got that in return. Or somebody else who's been very loving towards me and I've been very, like, dismissive. So... when I say used to treat it like it's karma, that's under the scope I'm looking at it. But I'm not saying it negatively on the album. I'm saying now I know how to accept love in a healthier way, but I also know how to disperse my love in a healthier way. I used to treat it like karma. Like if I love all the time, everything, like no, I don't have to overtly and try to save the world and kill the world with kindness and be loving all the time. Because if that's not effective and conducive for my soul, that's fine. But I have so much fucking love to give to my boy Crook. And I have so much love to give to my girl Callie. I got so much love to give to my wife and my kids. So that's the scope it was under when I wrote it.
I'm hella jealous that you got to have those conversations with your dad. That's something I always wanted with my parents. Because like, my dad died when I was 16, and my mom, we just didn't get along until, well, we didn't get along. So I never got that. So I'm so happy for you that you got that.
Yeah, and I'm very aware of how fortunate I am that I did get to. Losing somebody is just something that you can't really contextualize. It's so overwhelming.
Like we said, that first one is different for everyone.
Where I'm at with my father and losing him, I was very fortunate that I got to know that he was passing away. Like I can't put it any more gently, but like, I knew he was dying. And when I'd have conversations and mentally check in and but just want to get the most out of these moments. And I went over to his house not long before he passed away, and I made him a grilled cheese sandwich. It sounds silly to do it, but it was like just the moment we had. I made him a grilled cheese, and like, and like,
grilled cheese are delicious.
Yeah, he fucking loved it, and I was very proud of myself, dude.
Sad time grilled cheese.
I think grilled cheese fucking fills the cracks of the heart. That's what the cheese does. It just fills.
That's why you melt it.
It just melts right into the cracks of your heart, and you're better. Yeah. I know that was a big segue, but it's one of those things where I love when people like you guys, and no disrespect to any of my fans or my fan base or anybody who listens, new, old fan, whatever it is. If you listen to music just to vibe out, great. If you listen to music to really dissect something, great. If you listen to music to do both, great. I'm one of those artists, and you guys pick up on this because you're an artist. We are very like-minded here. We're kindred spirits. I will pack a fucking shit ton of information in a bar. A single bar will have a fuck ton of information in it. Yeah. So that's kind of what that situation was. Like breaking down a bar that I'm like, how long you got?
It's kind of like a lot can happen in a year, all in one little bar.
Yeah, like Zion I said, he's done a lot of living in the past 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's fucking dope. That's a fucking dope.
R.I.P. Zion I. I'm like, all right, cool.
We're going to do a would you rather.
All right.
Would you rather be half of your height or double your weight?
Ooh, fuck, bro. Fuck, that's a tough one because I'm tall as shit and I'm heavy.
But aren't they kind of the same thing, though? Because if you're half your height, it doesn't say half your height and half your weight.
Well, I'm assuming if I was half my height, though, if I weighed the same, because I'm 6'5". So we'll contextualize it. We'll put it in the frame of
3.5 feet or a 3 1/4 foot.
Could you imagine? So
just because of the way he looks, not because short people look.
No, fucking midget hater over here, bigot. We got a fucking bigot, a midget bigot. So we'll put it in the context of if I'm half my height, I shrink proportionately. So
you look like a pocket bully.
I would dude. I don't know because I want to say if I was double my weight, I want to be yoked. But that would be incredible Hulk yoke. I currently weigh 220 pounds.
Oh, so you'd be like 440.
Yeah, so I'd be 440 and
440 of muscle.
That would be But here's the thing: you say scary, probably not. What's the functionality of that? I'm able to wipe my own ass.
I mean, the double XL bullies at that point.
If I was 440 and like be like Marvel superhero, I guess. Sure.
You'd be famous.
If you were ever gonna be 440, you have the frame for it. It could be stretched out of you.
I'm gonna take half my height though, just because I've been tall for so long that I guess I'd live the rest of my life just knowing what it was like.
No, ain't nobody gonna ask you to get
exactly. I can start asking motherfuckers, can you reach that for me? I can't get up there. So, yeah.
My tables have turned, motherfucker.
That's fucking hilarious.
So that was a great
Cal,
fucking-
I got one for you too.
All right, would you rather?
Oh God.
Would you rather live with a barnyard of animals in your house or live in the barn with the animals?
Those both sound absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
I'm just smelling the shit, no matter what.
In your house, at least you have like your amenities. Like
In the house, because I would have the shower and I'd
It
have
doesn't
heat
say how
and
many.
stuff.
You know.
A barnyard of animals.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
That's like beach. I'm gonna assume
that's at least one horse, one pig,
Yeah,
one
let's just say
chicken,
one donkey,
Yeah.
one goose.
Yeah, bro.
You'd be
Oh,
fucking in
that
trouble
goose
with
would
that
be a
motherfucking
fucking man.
goose. We
Bro,
went the same place.
They're
with the
fucking mean.
You'd just be running from your goose all the time.
Please! Dude, I
Snap 'em
already
up,
have that problem with my cat, dude. I just want to
Dude.
snuggle you. Why you gotta fucking fight me all the time?
So what'd you pick? The house then? House with
Nice.
All right. Do you have? We gotta come up with a would you rather for Cook now. All right. Would you rather have a terrible, debilitating disease that affected your entire life, or win $10 million?
Okay.
Does it affect my entire life? No.
Well, hold on.
Okay. So would you rather have an annoying loud tone playing forever,
Oof.
or not be able to hear it all?
I think I would have, because it would drive you fucking bonkies, huh?
But you
then I
can't- you
couldn't
can't-
rap or produce or anything.
I would have
you
to
know?
go. Oh, you wouldn't have music anymore at all.
Right.
But
wouldn't be able
also,
to make it,
but
you
also,
wouldn't be
you
able
have to
to-
hear that loud tone while you're listening to music. That
Dude,
fucks everything up
that's,
anyway.
that's why I hate would you rather's, because both situations are
Bad.
always terrible.
Yeah, make me deaf. Yeah, I'd be deaf.
Yeah, I could still like a speaker and get the vibration and
That's true.
understand.
That's
Ooh.
Honestly, I feel like
Especially
in
bass.
either
Find new ways to
either situation, I'd probably. Yep.
Do it.
I'm not
I'd
long for this
probably-
world. I think I'm done.
Have I don't know if have I ever asked you guys the worst would you rather question I've ever heard? It's the worst. I've never had one that I couldn't. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
This is not PG, everybody. Like
What is
anything
it
we do
then?
is
Rated R?
yeah, yeah.
Triple
Triple
X.
X.
All right, okay, guys. All right. Trying to think how to.
Definitely the first one.
I'm trying to think how to ask it.
Disgusting.
Look at him. He's turning red
Yeah,
just thinking about
okay,
it.
this is
Hard
just
to
this
say
is
it out loud.
specifically aimed at you. All right, so here's a question. All right, so your mother and your significant other Callie have a Freaky Friday type situation, and they swap bodies. You guys swap bodies, and so your consciousness is in his mom's body.
Ew, bro.
Your mom's consciousness is in Callie's body. Okay. The only way to fix the curse is you have to bang one of them. It's the only way to reverse it. So you have to either bang Callie, but your mom's consciousness, or your mom with Callie's consciousness.
I'd bang Callie with my mom's consciousness.
Wow, that fucking
That
fast.
was not. Yeah.
That
I
fast?
don't want to fuck my mom's body. No, I don't want to fuck her mind either.
Just drug her. Like, just
Dude, I'd be like,
make it
turn
really
around and
terrible.
You're doing great, sweetie.
blindfold the shit out of her.
Good job, honey.
Right?
Oh my
Like,
god,
at
you gotta
least-
get a voice change or
Just
two.
like your
you know?
dad.
Nobody said that you couldn't pretend to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that adds a
You know
weird
what?
level
you'd
to
be
it
on
that I'm not
the
ready
you'd be
for.
on that dance with the devil shit.
My response when that got asked to me was I would tell my wife and my mother, like,
I love them.
I love you. This is your new life. I hope that you guys are at peace with that.
None of us are ever having sex.
I
again.
wish you the best. I'll have those divorce papers drafted next week.
Oh,
Your mom would be
brother.
pumped.
Yeah,
I got this new body.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's
so
hilarious.
all right. Those are
All
great
right,
would you
yeah.
rathers.
I feel like there's a lot of like bars that you do that like it, but like, they're still fucking clever. Take stock, Bernie Madoff. I was
Yeah.
like, all right,
You
yeah,
gotta
okay.
take stock, Bernie Madoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude. Okay, that was good.
Yeah, I say it's all chaos. Your attitude better take stock, Bernie Madoff. Just
Yeah.
stay off your ego. Shit's hard. Yeah. So anybody who doesn't know, Bernie Madoff, notoriously known for
Made off with a bunch of motherfuckers'
from
money.
the stock market. Yeah, people in stocks. He was a fucking con man, and he stole a fucking insane amount of fucking wealth from the stock market. And so it takes stock. You know, you got to check. Yeah, so you get a double entendre that I'm glad you caught, because those are the ones that I'm like, man, is anybody fucking rock with my Bernie Madoff bar?
Bro, yeah, that one was like, yeah, like I get it, but also like, fucking hey, dude.
Yeah.
Drama, you got it, dude. At first I was like, what am I doing? And he said, you're playing the villain.
Yeah.
It took me 3 or 4 listens to be like, what the fuck What did he say? That was fucking cool.
For anybody, also, like, so again, track 1 is, and It's All Drama goes right into Drama, You Got It. Again, the way the album is conceptualized that people might not like realize until somebody either points it out or I explain it. But the whole point of the first song is, hey, life's a stage play. Do what you want. Track 2 right away. What am I doing? You're playing the villain. Boom, right into a fucking flexi track. So it's like, hey, like I'm starting the show with my fucking, I'm going out in that Wild West fucking, that fucking bandit rolled into town type vibe.
So in there was a line where you said, you were talking about how like fake and shit. You said, I bet Hawk Tua sucks at sucking dick. And then something else, but you said you get so famous off a fucking clip. And then you said, then fuck it, quit. And it was like, damn, dude. It was like, we've talked about that before. I actually have literally a fucking video in my shit around COVID time when you and I were still at clouds, fuck. Yeah. And we were sitting around talking about how hard it is to get music out there on TikTok and shit, but like we'll get famous off some dumbass shit.
Dumb clip. Yeah. And my response to myself being like, well then fuck it, and quit complaining.
Like if you're so fucking pissed off about it, then be done. And it just was like, oh cool.
Again, those conscious flex. I was fucking really proud of my fucking Hawk Tua bar just because she has skyrocketed into the fucking stratosphere.
Well, didn't she like TikTok down and stuff because the fame got to her too fucking hard? Like,
no, she's fucking thriving right now. She fucking dove right. She actually, if anything, she responded brilliantly because she currently has a #2 podcast in the world right now. Talk to you or whatever.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's huge.
Talk to
it or something like that. But it was one of those things where when it comes to like celebrity in today's world, I was just mind boggled, still am, that she just did a walk. The fucking odds of that person interviewing would just stop her and say that iconic, I gotta give him that old hot to a spin on that thing. And the fucking world fucking went crazy and flash forward, if not already a multi-millionaire, guaranteed to become one. Oh, yeah. And who knows? And just because of that one clip.
Well, and like culture icon.
Yeah, culture icon forever. Shit, that, like, so the way I try to put a spin on it was like started that verse off. The second verse with being like, man, motherfuckers are fake nowadays. And so Hawk Tua is known for saying that, being like, oh fucking, I spit on that thing. You know, so me being like, nowadays everybody seems fake as shit. I bet Hawk Tua sucks at sucking dick. Being like, thing you're known for. Like, so I'm not really trying to diss her in that context. And more power to you. Like, if anything, I'm jealous that I didn't have one fucking clip let me become a millionaire.
Well, that's where I liked that you were like, then fuck it. You're like so fucking mad that people are getting famous off nothing, then stop putting it out.
Where I say, then fuck it, quit. I probably sound like a boomer, but fuck your new wave. I'd rather drown with them sooner. So it's like, it's just that I fucking did my thing on that.
No, you really liked that.
Yeah. Boomer Sooners.
Oh, what is that?
It's a fucking Oklahoma thing. Oklahoma college football is a Boomer Sooner. So you put in some shit you didn't even.
I knew that, bro. Sponsor me, bro. Let me play. Let me perform halftime for the Boomer Sooners. I knew that.
I want to look it up. I hope it don't.
It's honestly so relatable because honestly, I get down on myself, dude. I have bipolar. Fucking have depression. Fucking laundry list of. I live in the DSM, you know what I mean? But when we first started all the Classy Broad shit and the Classy Broadcast, everybody was like, oh, hell, this is the shit. Also, like, we've been talking about, who knows, reporters, this, that, and
exactly.
But also, lately, stuff slowed down. People stopped watching the episodes as much, which bummed me the fuck out, especially because like, James' episode is so good.
Yes, that was a fucking
and
powerful
I'm like,
episode.
you guys watch it, dude, seriously. Like, even if you didn't like prior episodes, I promise you
and especially
it's good.
for that situation, fucking human episode.
Exactly.
That was a very human episode, like
And so the other night, like, I was like, dude, honestly, sometimes I feel like fucking quitting because I'm like, why am I putting so much work into this and nobody cares? And Jesse was like, well, who the fuck are you doing it for then? And I was like, well, first of all, yes, me. Also, like, do want to influence people.
Absolutely.
I do want to make a difference.
Absolutely.
And so to hear you say, well, then fuck it, quit. All right. To take a step back and realize that it's gonna take work.
Exactly.
You know, that's hard for me.
And I think it's pretty common too, because when we started, because we have yet to release any Classy Broad music.
I think that's part of it.
It just works.
No, literally, it's so much in the works that we are fucking listening to some fucking shit we have tonight.
Yes.
Vibing.
And it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, with the podcast, I think just like anything, especially people who already know us and support us, anything that's bright, shiny, and new is cool. And then people start to like fall off. It happened a very relatable situation with my other podcast with me and Jay in the Young Old Heads early on, and then you see a little dip, and then maybe a spike somewhere in a dip. So it's just kind of whatever your groove is, and I don't think there's any true key to success. And obviously, you could just say that you suck dick on a fucking live mic on the street, and just suddenly get fucking really famous. But you don't know. I think
well,
about
that's what they say too. Like, you never know which one's gonna go viral. So
exactly,
you know
because
what I mean?
you have one that pops off for whatever reason. Maybe it's a TikTok clip that something pops off, people start looking into us, whatever it may be, and then all those back catalog episodes are stuff they want to dive into.
Well, and
We're
that's
so
like,
fresh though. Fucking new baby.
Oh yeah, we're fucking
no, but I remember when I had my TikTok about like my autism journey, and fucking blew the fuck up.
You were
dude.
like going viral.
And I put in the work, but also whenever you're really trying to get out there, TikTok's like, oh, you're trying to get out there? Here's videos from people telling you how to get out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would be like, hey man, you actually don't want to blow up right away because you want to have a backlog. You want to have a
You
catalog
want
for
people to be able
to go back
and
look
be
at.
like, oh fuck it, get to know you more.
And
And these are all
videos
things
and
that I
shit.
forget in that moment where
Yeah.
I'm like, man, fucking, it's not popping off right away. You know what I mean?
And even
Like,
with that being said, like, as we're growing and building, there's still things that we can continue to do that's going to increase the opportunities we have to get more viewership
well,
and
that's
all
what I was
that.
telling Jesse too.
That's
We
why I
have-
brought in some segments.
Yeah, I was like, because we have a lot of ideas, and I was like, well, we could implement those right now, but also, wouldn't it be cool if just every episode got better? Like this week, we got lighting, and it's fucking great. Like,
I love that all the brilliant words that you proved was one that was slipping your mind.
dude,
Simple ones.
Really?
what is the one?
Oh.
Interface.
Interface?
I don't care how many motherfucking times, I cannot fucking remember
It's
that
an
word.
interface right there.
I know, it's right interface.
There's your face.
Hopefully that works.
So quick thing I'll jump into really quick before you jump on the next thing is, speaking of TikTok, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my shit's been popping off pretty decent on
Has
there.
it?
So I'm getting, generally, my new videos that I've been posting, I'm getting usually between 500 to like 2,000 likes.
Nice.
Not you, like,
Oh,
I'm getting upwards in
nice.
like the...
The likes are hard to get.
Yeah, and at
But the
first
likes-
I was getting likes and all that stuff, and now I'm getting a lot of comments. But here's the thing, man, about comments and what I'm learning about TikTok is motherfuckers just exist to be haters. So much so
Absolutely.
when
Well,
I
you gotta enjoy that engagement though, because
no,
you get
yes.
out more.
So
you know?
what I did, so what I started doing is I was like, I'm not gonna lie. At first, that shit bothers you because it's almost like, obviously we're sensitive. So when somebody jumps on there just to hate, my brain goes to like, could have just fucking scrolled, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta be in here being a motherfucking hater. And like, also on top of that, I don't even know if you sincerely hate the song. You heard 30 seconds and you're in here being like, biggest thing that I keep getting now is, one, people keep calling me Unk, which one of my employees was like, he goes, don't be insulted by Unk, because it depending on the context, but Unk is respect. Like, what's up,
Is
Unk?
it?
You know?
I've seen it as like.
But here's the
fucking-
thing: some of the dudes on TikTok are not being respectful about it. But yeah, that's one. It's just like being like, you're old, and I'm like, fuck off, bro. I go look at their page, and they have his Call of Duty clips, and I'm like, you're fucking 11. No, but
These young ass motherfucking
Yeah.
kids.
What do you know, bitch?
but I started getting those, but when that first started happening, of course, it gets in your feels for a minute. And you're like, damn, motherfuckers. Like, and I was like, oh, well, what I'm just going to do is, like you said, I'm going to monopolize on this opportunity. I'm going to respond to everybody and try to be
Yeah.
funny and clever and just also
So
know that
also, if you respond with videos, it
I
helps
do.
a lot.
So
too.
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I was
So what I've been doing is I'll
fast.
take the specific one somebody will respond with. I had one I made a video out of that a dude was like, bro, you're professional executive age and you're over here making rap videos on TikTok. And I made a video back that I'm like, you know what? You're right, bro. I am professional executive age.
In fact,
Fortunately, I fucking
I
am
own my
one,
own
dog.
fucking-
Like, I own a successful business. So
Now I have time to rap, bitch.
yeah, so
Always had
I
another
responded,
job.
but I didn't respond in like a way that I would consider myself trying to reach for something. Instead, I made it that simple. I was like, "You right, dog. Fortunately, I am one." That was all. That was my response. And then like, I've made a few videos back responding. Like, funny is this one kid who was like, "Yeah, shut up, Gramps, and fucking quit rapping," or some dumb shit like that. And I was like, "Bro, deal." I was like, "If you can do a video of you doing 100 push-ups uninterrupted, I'll fucking quit rapping." And sure enough, he did. He
No,
made a video and fast clipped it, and they were fucking like these terrible girl push-ups, and he was struggling. So then I did a video responding to that, and I was like, "Nope, that's weak. I'm not
Okay,
sorry, not
bro.
quitting." So instead, it first bothered me, and now I have fun with it. When the haters start popping up, I'm like, "Oh, let's see."
Well, and honestly, dude, like, people love to watch people respond to haters. They fucking love
Well,
that.
and then now I'm getting, I'd say it's a pretty even back and forth of people jumping in there and be like, "Bro, fucking, damn, you fucking murdered this shit. Like,
Yeah.
this is fired," and getting a bunch of followers off of it. And so it's getting to be a healthy balance. So now I'm kind of finding this, it's funny throughout my whole career in doing this, my music career at least, doing it for so long, like I'm finding a new part of it I'm enjoying again.
Nice.
So all I'm doing is making 30-second clips of me rapping. I'll literally, that's a cool brick wall. Hey babe, film me rap in front of that brick wall. I'll make a TikTok, post it, and then people start commenting, saying shit, and I start, and I'm like, "Oh, this
My
this
problem is I
this
never know my
fun."
music that well. And then I have to practice it like a bunch of
My
this
biggest
shit.
thing is I'm trying to rap it to look like I enjoy rapping my own songs because for anybody who doesn't know, out of everything, being on the mic, whatever, being on camera makes me uncomfortable the most. I hate being on camera. Doing pods, part of doing these TikToks is to start breaking out of that comfort zone. And so now when I used to try to make TikTok videos of me rapping, I wouldn't post them because I'm like, bro, you just look rigid. No, because I look rigid.
Yeah.
It would literally just because I'd like, I don't know what to fucking do with my hands and all that stuff. And so now I've been like, I'll even like pick a song in days before. I'll be like, if I have a certain ad lib where I have a line where I'm like, I love Titty Boy, I ain't talking 2 Chainz. So I'll be like, I love Titty Boy, I ain't talking 2 Chainz, and like grab my chain and dropped it, like shit like that. And I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool on the video. So then I started playing with that, and now I enjoy making these TikTok videos. And I think it's funny because a bunch of these kids are coming at it with the angle of like, fucking look at your fucking old dude on fucking TikTok making videos. And I think it's hilarious in the context of like, wait until you hit like 30 years old. You're putting it in the context of, hey, literally a small fraction of my life, I'm going to do something I love. Because then they're like, oh,
they're still
like,
in that age where they're trying to impress everybody around them, and they don't realize yet that they're cutting themselves off at the knees because like, they want to.
They're making the implication of like,
hey, be young and dumb.
Hey, we were there. One of the biggest in the fucking Eminem diss with Benzino and all that. One of his biggest disses at the time was like in his 30s, and Eminem was like, "You old piece of shit," like grandpa. And like it's funny because M just dropped an album at like 52. M had hardcore ageism in hip hop. He would even have lines being like, "Yeah, like before the fire inside dies and I retire at 30," because he was like implying that you hit 30, it's corny to rap. Flash forward 25 years later, like, bro's still in the album. Yep. I think when you're maybe younger, you just have that perspective of you realize like you've lived a fucking small fucking fraction of your life.
Well, it's that theory of relativity. That's why time goes by so much faster when you're older, because it's such a smaller fraction of your life. I was going to say on the subject of TikTok haters, dude, I've had some hardcore ones. There was one, so when I was making my videos, a lot of it was like how autism affects me. And one of them was like, I was back when I was still very, very socially anxious. Everything made me fucking uncomfortable. I went to Walmart and one of the cashiers was like, hey, can you tell that person behind you that my line is closed? And I was like, why am I the bad guy? Yeah. You know what I mean?
So I'm not
working right now.
Why are you doing this?
And somebody was like, "Oh, what a privileged fucking response," and da 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 da. And you can tell you've never. And I was like, I'm not even gonna dignify this, right? Yeah. So I kept fucking. I would block them, and they kept making new fucking profiles to come and bully me about it. And I finally was like, yo, my first day at my first job, I got a fucking Nacho Bel Grande thrown in my face because a bitch wanted to throw a fit. So don't tell me I'm privileged and that I don't know what it's like.
Yeah, and also, you're still allowed to have your thoughts and opinions. Like, I'd be pissed too if somebody was like, hey, go tell that person bad news for me. But like,
right, yeah, exactly.
I
worked as a cashier at Walmart recently, and I would never fucking ask somebody to do that for me.
So one thing I actually fucking legit love right now is on my posts when it comes to hate, I have quite a few multiple offenders, people who are like, and I'm like, yo, I'm in your For You page now, big dog. Fuck, you over here talking shit, and I'm in your motherfucking algorithm now, homeboy. Like, who's fucking winning now? Like, no, literally, because I have 3 in particular that have commented on the last 4 of my videos. 3 dudes in particular, every time they comment, and they said they come in trying to like piggyback off the last one. And I'm like, bro, it's like,
also from the perspective of how boring and shitty. I don't have time to go and hate on people's posts. No. I got too much shit going on. I don't have enough time to love the people I love, let alone go and hate on
to hate somebody for no fucking reason. Yeah.
I was just telling Jesse earlier, I was like, man, I really want to be there for the people that are going through a hard time. But like, I have a job, I have the podcast, I have editing, I have this, I have a lot of shit going on, and I just only have time to hit somebody up once a week or so. I feel bad about it. It's not that I don't care.
Young culture is also so different now. I'm over here complaining about people calling me old and I'm saying shit like that. But this newer generation is so different because we don't know how they operate. They grew up in such a different era that like things were happening. Like,
everything's so different.
So something that happened is obviously having anybody just come in and hate for no reason bothersome. But you got to take it on the chin. It's nothing new to me. I'm a fucking white boy Wyoming rapper. So you just take it on the chin. But then what'll happen a lot of times is the art form. I'll be scrolling and hip hop is heavily in my algorithm, and there will be a lot of indie artists, and they'll post little TikToks like the one that I'm doing, and I'll take notes, their camera angle, how they did shit, how they pan, and I'll be like, oh fuck, and I'll even send it to my wife because she films a lot of my TikToks, and I'll be like, hey, remember this one? Like I have one of me rapping down the street. I did that because I saw another rapper do that. I was like, that's dope. I like that he was rapping. All he did is walk down the middle of the street rapping. I liked it, so I did one. And there's a few that keep popping up that are guys that are like in a pretty big buzz. And so out of curiosity, I went to their comment section. Same shit. These dudes are killing it, and people are in there. And not only same shit, but they're saying the same. I don't know if it's like a trend or like joke within the younger community. One, I had people keep saying I was Sigma, which obviously is an insult to them in this era. But I went to the other, but that's a common thing they were saying to these other TikTokers. Wait, Sigma's good?
What the fuck does that mean?
We're gonna fucking Google it, brother.
Because I fucking hated back on that. So somebody just said so Sigma, and then like
you're gonna have to make a video. Okay,
I want to apologize to the Sigma community. I'd like to.
80%.
I don't know. I thought Sigma was bad. Like,
Oh, it's good.
Skibbity
is bad.
Skibbity's bad because it's funny you say that because
Urban Dictionary gotta keep that thing on.
Well, it's funny you say Skibbity because then my response was I said, bro, you call me Skibbity right now, but apparently I spelled Skibbity wrong. And I put a Y at the end. And so then he corrected me, and then I said, oh, damn, aura minus 1,000. Because I was just trying to talk like that. Like, and he was like, no, aura plus 1,000. I was like, what the fuck's happening here?
Sigma?
Talking to the younger generation is like going to fucking Korea and trying to order food. Being like, what?
Sigma's a good thing.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
What is it?
Basically, that's fucking badass.
No fucking
Sigma.
way. I'm a fucking piece of shit. Damn it. I went and hated back on this dude. Shit. Whoopsie.
And they're like,
he probably was. Because he told me, because when I said aura minus 1,000, he was like, no, aura plus 1,000. I'm like, bro, you just fucking with me now.
like, what are you saying? I don't understand that. Well, dude, there's a...
They should have known. They should have seen my gray beard and been like, I can't fucking say anything in here that's going to go over his head.
I will spoil one of my lines, one of my bars from the new fucking Classy Broad shit. I said, I'm an old head, kids don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
You know.
Okay, just so y'all don't think I'm hating, I said, but go ahead. I want to see what y'all accomplish now. Literally, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but like, I can see that you're doing things and like,
shout out. Because our generation, we had the same thing. It's just history repeats itself, but just differently.
It's so weird, though.
I never thought that...
become the old head so fast.
I never ever thought in my lifetime I would see Jinkos become popular again.
Everything.
I know everything comes around, right? But like, I should be like,
what gets me is those fucking 90s jeans that come up to your belly button with the ruffles on top. You were such fun. All the hot girls wear that shit. Like, they're like teen and shit, but like, what? We couldn't wear that shit. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see corduroy overalls.
I think about
popular.
now,
they probably are already.
They probably fucking are.
I literally fucking saw a bunch of kids in Jinkos, and I was like, I should be like in a walker. By the time this cycle had come back around, like, that's exactly what I wore when I was a kid.
Till the trip pants come back?
No, they are probably back in the emo, and not in the emo, but like in the goth community, they're probably fucking back.
Or you go somewhere like San Francisco or somewhere like bigger.
That is some good coffee. Good mix.
Hey yo, and shout out, bro. Because Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with. That's Jesse's mug.
So back to the album, though, I wanted to say, you said pack a punch like a lunch. And I feel like there's another level to that. I didn't know if you meant it or not, but like knuckle sandwich. Yeah. I was like, bro, that's so what that bar was. Dude, I
punch like a lunch, knuckle. That is 100%.
But he didn't say knuckle sandwich. Like,
it's 100% like a dad joke bar.
Dude,
like,
I love
pack
that
a lunch.
Shit. That's fucking great.
Pack a punch like a lunch. Yeah.
Another fucking old head one, because like I don't think kids use these no more, right? But you said with a razor, not around on a scooter. That's a box cutter.
In my head, yeah. I walk around with a we're getting deep enough that obviously I don't remember everything. I roll around with a razor, but not on a scooter. That's a box cutter with me, and I ain't afraid to use it or something like that. Yeah. Razor scooters, like I roll around with a razor.
Motherfuckers still use those.
Do they?
They're not the best. I remember
like when a razor to the shin was like.
I was about to say, you mean the fucking shin destroyers? Like, I think having a razor scooter is more dangerous than having a razor blade. If I'm attacking you, you're fucked.
I don't know.
If I attacked you with a razor scooter, it would be way more violent than if I just had a razor.
Violent intent for
if I had a fucking scooter, I'd come straight.
Yeah, if you were getting in a fight to the death. Right. And they were like, hey, pick your weapon, this box cutter or this razor scooter. And the other person gets the other weapon.
Ooh.
Scott, pick the scooter.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Fuck somebody up with a scooter.
I feel like I'd rather take a blunt object than a fucking... I hate being cut, bro.
I feel like me too. I would probably take the box cutter as well.
You just tackle
I don't know if I could cut somebody.
Also, the razor scooters, you gotta whip it.
Fold down, dude.
Oh shit, they do. You can. Yeah, true, but
we'll give you some reach to keep that because the box cutter is only that long.
If you can close the distance though, with that fucking box cutter, they're fucked. If you can close that distance, it's game over. So that's the.
You could cave somebody's shit in with a fucking razor scooter, though.
So, what were your most like? I feel like one of them I know for sure, but like songs that people really came up to you and was like, yo, those are the shit?
So far, the songs that are getting the most attention are Sweetwater. For anybody who knows, or any new fans who might discover my music anytime soon, Sweetwater 2.0 is on this album, which is obviously a follow-up to my original song, Sweetwater.
Was that on local?
The Sweetwater's on local. And I will say, when I recorded Sweetwater back in the day, the original one, it became my most popular song. Almost to like an annoying degree that like everybody, like, dude, I love your music.
Mm-hmm. Were you like, trying to encapsulate that again?
So, yes, because the reason why is for a while there, I'm not going to lie, I started to resent my original song Sweetwater just because it's what everybody wanted to hear at shows. It was anytime somebody gave me props, it was for Sweetwater.
Well, like, I made it to get attention, not to keep the attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
only on that one song. And we're talking,
shit.
I've had like 7 albums that have dropped since that fucking record. And I'm like, that's still the one that when you see me that you're like, oh, dude, Sweetwater. I'm like, dog, like, I have like 100 songs I've dropped since then. Like could you tell me one of those? You know, a little level like
this was you taking your power back.
Yeah, so it was a little level of resentment. So instead of like doing the opposing decision, which would be like I'm just going to try to distance myself from that song, it shows not perform it as much to kind of breathe life to my newer shit. Instead, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to bask in it. You guys want some Sweetwater? Well, we got a new fucking batch. Yeah. I got 2.0. A familiar enough way that the fans of the original Sweetwater will be like, hell yeah. But then it's also done different enough that you're like, oh shit. And what I really liked about it too is being a Wyoming rapper. I don't really sound like a Wyoming rapper. My traditional hip hop stuff.
What does a Wyoming rapper sound like?
So
are you talking about like idea of what a Wyoming? Okay, I was like,
that's better.
I don't know even if I.
No, you're right.
Like
I don't think any Wyoming rappers. Yeah. So I'd say I think what people, and I'm only basing this off the feedback I've gotten when people find out I'm from Wyoming. The fucking shock that they're like, you're fucking from Wyoming.
I know.
Because I think they expect beat to start and have some country twang and be like, yo, I'm out here doing my thing. Everybody
talk like you don't talk like that.
So opposed to that, like, dude, born and raised in Wyoming, and like doing tracks that straight up sound. I have a line on a collab that we have yet to drop yet, but like I say, Biggie Smalls had me feeling like a Brooklyn boy, just encapsulating like the era in the region of hip hop that I loved and still do. So with Sweetwater, I think I did a really good job at paying respect to what people think a Wyoming rapper would sound like. It has like almost that country cowboy type vibe without me being fraudulent. Faking that I'm some cowboy. Even the third verse, the way I end it, I take a little bit of a country draw, but on purpose. I'm implying that once I drink the Sweetwater, like fucking sauced up now, dog.
I even mentioned Sweetwater in my new album.
Oh, do you? The Sweetwater. So that one I get feedback on just because even based off of before the album dropped, that was the one when I had the track list posted. People were like, dude, I'm so excited to hear Sweetwater 2.0. One thing that might have been shocking to some fans is Sweetwater Part 1 was back when I didn't cuss in my music, and Sweetwater 2.0 is I do cuss.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you got filthy again, bro. Yeah. On that note.
Well, just to really quick conclude, so Sweetwater, I get a lot of feedback on. Webpage is the other one I get a lot of feedback on.
Webpage.
Oh,
what?
Spiderwebs.
Oh, Webpage. So Webpage is another one that I get a lot of feedback on. It's Getting Cold, which is probably my favorite on the album for some reason. I get a lot of feedback on. You Bad, I've gotten a lot of feedback on. So
that's a lot of them. I would have guessed AI.
You know what? The people are talking about AI, bro, and all that, but the intro too, bro. You text me afterwards, you're like, bro, you had fun recording the intro. I did, and the outro. I had fun. I had fun recording fucking AI, and I think I fucking snapped on AI. And again, I think there's a lot of songs on here that I flex, but it's like I have conscious flex.
Well, how many are on the album?
It's 11 tracks.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah, which is I feel like
honestly,
a really
dude, that's a lot of songs to get a lot of feedback on. For me, my main one on this last album, I didn't get a whole lot of feedback on because it made people uncomfortable.
Which we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, we called it. Yeah, we could have called it.
There was some people who were like, they're dope about it, but one before that though, it's an Oaks, dude. Hands down.
That was my favorite from that album. Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't a whole lot. So to hear you say like this one,
which I think is probably because I did it. I think I did it. What my purpose was having such a mix because.
I like that too because that's life, dude. Life ain't all one.
It's all drama.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to say too, like
we are the drama kids.
So this was, I believe, your best album.
Thank you.
It was not my favorite album, not because I didn't like it, but just because Rose Gold is my favorite fucking album. It just is.
Rose Gold is there.
But in that way, it was reminiscent of Rose Gold because you went through like here's the human side and here's the spirit in me wanting this, and it's the contradiction of being a human and existing in the human world. And
having to be an actor, like have to play. Yeah, it's like you're on stage
and all the different roles that you do.
Exactly.
Right? So on the subject of dirty, nasty, freaky.
I know where this going. I know.
Dirty, freaking nasty.
Figure it out.
Brother. First of all, that shit had me blushing because it was dirty as hell. I was like, dear Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But the fact that you brought up, oh, go ahead.
I was doing my foot care routine when that came out. I was like, dude, I was like, right, just doing the thing, you know, all nice and stuff. That's the
perfect song.
And I was all like, nasty motherfucker. You know, because I heard some, what are those buzzwords? And then I heard a couple buzzwords, and I was like,
dude, the one that got me was she liked to call me daddy in front of her real dad.
Submissive as she can listen, but babe's a real brat.
Yes. So I was like, where'd you learn about that world? Where'd you learn about that world? Because like, anybody who's been around me and my Facebook for a real long time knows, like, I know about that world, okay? Like, I'm a freaky, nasty bitch. But I was like, shut the fuck up. What the fuck? Where'd you find out about that shit?
Just, fucking internet.
Porn.
Yeah. Pornhub. Blame it on Pornhub.
Dude, you can.
Reddit.
You blame everything on Pornhub.
Reddit. Yeah, those are the two.
We stand brats, by the way. They're the
but on Figure It Out, again, and I think that I sauced it and like
how is this even have my name? I think
I wanted to encapsulate just
nastiness?
a huge lust. That was a lust song. No, too bad because
I made one lustful song.
What did you say? Walking to me from the bakery because she's bringing the cake.
I make him say
no. Was that lustful? I didn't even remember. But no, it was this one. I never even released it, but it was a really, really good club song, and I liked about hoes. My love for them.
So Figure It Out, mind you, I did it with the full... Are you spitting bars on it? No, I'm saying just now. Was that what you were doing?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought
I don't remember that shit. I was on a bender, dude.
Yeah. But, so Figure It Out... emotion I was trying to vibe was lust, the whole point of it, because You Bad is a love song, and so You Bad is like you telling the girl like, damn, you bad girl, like, ooh, you bad. So that's the love song. And then I Need These to Sleep is the heartbreak song, told in the metaphor of breaking up and having a conflicted relationship with addiction. And then Figure It Out, a straight up freak nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Lust. I'm here to get dirty with you. So
Jesse knows I've gotten better with it, but back in the day I couldn't even listen to dirty music. I would be like,
songs, yeah. And would come on and
I will say, because I have this, I talk about this in, I'll dive more into this on the outro track. I talk about this more. But for being a guy who went from not cussing in my music for a long time, that actually became like this part of my character I was playing. That was part of it. Was one of the known things about me, and
you've always been a nasty bitch.
And that's the thing, is everybody just kind of assumed that, for whatever reason you assumed I wasn't cussing, catch me in a Call of Duty lobby.
Could be two things.
Yeah.
Nasty.
But so with that, I do have this thing where maybe somebody has been a fan, but the only thing they have been listening to is the songs like Sweetwater, and then finally this album's been getting a lot of attention. They're like, "Oh, check out Nick's new album," and they're like, "Oh my god." I Figured Out. So Figured Out is one that I have some lines. My favorite personal line on there is I have this line on there: when you climax and peak, the way you moan and you squeak in like demo tape. I love watching it leak.
That's one of the ones where I was like, that's a good line though.
Yeah, it's a fucking bar, like demo tape. I love watching it.
I want it to look like I washed a spoon.
It's fucking dripping. Hell.
We're not gonna have the squirt debate.
Oh boy. Let's not have that
breaks,
one on the out.
The breaks.
All right, yeah, so moving on.
Oh, same with just for my notes. We also want to link AC Delgado's shit.
Yeah, we're good.
Dude, so on the subject of webpage, I went off on the other dude a lot. Like, his shit was fucking clever. But I heard some old fucking crookie come out, dude. Growl in your voice, and like he said, "'Cause I don't want the damage." And I was like, oh, there he is. That reminded me of when we first met, and I was like recording you, and I was like, because back then, we were doing the producer-rapper thing, you know what I mean? We weren't doing our own shit. And so I would have headphones on while he was recording, and that's when I was like, damn.
I'm in love with this
So
motherfucker.
hot, though.
Leaking like a demo tape.
Well, I've been trying to get back to that, bro. Like, back to that headspace without the drugs. I'm saying, because I used to be a crazy motherfucker when it happened. I think I'm getting back there a little bit with like...
Never falling off. Let's just establish that.
Because I practiced the whole time. Yeah. You know, even when I wasn't writing, recording, actively making music, I would be freestyling about every fucking thing. And then there for a while, I started to suck at freestyling again, but then I've been doing it again, and I've been actually getting really fucking good again.
You'll never see me freestyle.
Pretty good again.
If I say I'm freestyling, that was a prepared verse.
Cap.
I never fucking freestyle.
Cap and gown, graduated.
I will say, back even in the early days of us rapping, and Zoo, like me, you, Zach, and Cyrus would be in the studio, and we'd end up getting these little. And the thing is, we would be around other rappers, so like had these like freestyle circles. Crook always ate. Always. Somebody might have had like quick 10 seconds of like, oh, that was clever, but you could tell they was fucking thinking their line as the circle was going around.
He's quick with it.
That's what I'm saying. It would get to Crook's turn, and I'm like, bro, I can't tell if that's some written shit or not, because he would just spaz off. But me knowing him, like, oh, bro, I know that ain't written. Like, that motherfucker eats fucking freestyles.
Dude, I've been getting good again.
I used to be alright at freestyles.
I'm excited to see you get back into it again.
Yeah.
I know, so like, do you want to talk about what happened today, actually?
He shit himself.
Oh, no. I went to go record the Classy Broad shit, actually. And my computer wasn't registering my fucking new hard drive, which I just moved everything onto. And fucking, I just started crying instantly. I was like, again? You said it again? And so I had to re-download the driver or whatever, and it just reappeared. It started reading it. And
so the little thing about Crook, like, super dope rapper, not great with technology. So
try.
And like when we do our own shit, like there's a lot of technology, and every time we would like move, change computers, change DAWs, he would get really fucking disheartened.
Oh yeah.
Because he couldn't figure it out right away, and he's very like, I need to figure it out right away person, and I have to be like, hey, it's okay, I'll figure it out, no worries, and I'll fix it, okay? It's just been kind of a thing for us, so I can't wait to see him get back into it real hard, because so good. It's just the technology side keeps him from fucking getting.
Yeah, I'm working on this album. I'm gonna put that out, and then I'm just gonna do singles for sure.
That's, again, before I dropped this album, that's what I was doing. I was dropping singles, and then I had 3 or 4 songs, and I'm like, man, this kind of feels like an album. And then a concept popped up. But Crook's one of those dudes, anytime I've even made a status like Facebook, hey man, what y'all think, singles or albums? He'll be like, shut the fuck up, you're doing an album. Like, you know what you're doing. I'm an old head at heart with that. I love an album. Dude, singles are cool, but I love getting excited for an album. I love getting excited for an album. I love seeing how the artist curated the playlist and how it feeds into the next thing. So
I think a lot of people don't think about that. They just kind of like the song. But like particularly, I intentionally make it that way. Like even with my last one, like I started with walking into her house after it happened and being like, "What the fuck?" Like she set up her life as she was gonna do that kind of thing, and like, going on through that. Mm-hmm. So
I never thought of an album is a curated playlist of one's music to set an experience.
You never did?
No. I just never thought of it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, there are albums conceptual and they give you an overall vibe and shit. You
this
know,
is from the motherfucker who's one of his favorite albums is, what was it? The Aesop Rock something Field Guide.
Oh, yeah. Spirit World Field Guide, I think.
That shit is 100% set up for as an experience.
That's a concept album, yeah.
I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love that fucking album.
And it's so great. Like, journey he takes you on. You're back.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that.
That's the clip we're jumping back into.
I got scared by a spooky spider.
Spooky spider!
What are some bars that you would like to be like, yo, dude, I don't think anybody got this. Like, look how clever I am, motherfucker. Like, I know you want to do that shit.
So, God, fucking, if I would have known, I'd have prepared more for that. But just little stuff.
If you would have remembered what the fucking subject of the fucking episode was.
So, yeah, on the way here, I'm like, by the way, what are we doing tonight? And you're like, dude, talking about your shit. And I was like, oh. So, one that I really like, so I shouted out It's Getting Cold earlier, but just little shit that I think I like. Either really complex bars that like hear and like maybe 2 or 3 times later you're like, oh fuck. Mm-hmm. I have a line on the opening line to It's Getting Cold. I say, beef with me is like begging to get laid. Pussy please. Yeah. And I just thought that was such a slick line when I wrote it, because like, pussy please. Like, beef with me is like begging to get laid.
It would be a really fun one to pussy fucking please. Perform as a hype man.
Please, look at me. Got this unlocked. Then took the keys. Rookies think I make it look easy. It's such a breeze until I leave them twisted twister. Category 3. And then what's cool is because going on from there, Category 3 obviously is like, that's not the most powerful storm. And I'm like, Category 3 is just a warning. I told you not to fuck with me. Category 5, goodbye. You'll be crushed debris. It's like, so that's a good little start right there. I have one at the end of AI where I say, I'm outside like, skipping rent, something along the lines like, that's ill intent. I'm outside like skipping rent. So the whole point is being like, when you say I'm outside, like, oh, catch me outside, bro. Like, fucking, I'm outside. I'll fight. I'm ready for it. So I'm outside, like, skipping rent. I got evicted. That's ill intent. So like, being ill, I have intentions to harm you, but I'm outside. I'm dope. I'm ill in a tent because I'm sleeping outside. So like, it's a whole fucking that one.
But also, wouldn't you get sick from sleeping outside?
Outside, yeah. So I'm ill intent. So when I wrote that bar, I was like, man, I bet people will get the surface level of outside and the skipping rent, then the ill intent. Are they going to get that? I really like. We brought up the Bernie Madoff line. I was really proud of that one. I was like, I don't know why. When have I heard about fucking Bernie Madoff? So I fucking Googled it, and it was like, Bernie Madoff in prison for fucking robbing from the stock market. And I was like,
fuck. My God. I
remember
back in the day, I don't remember what it was, but I remember us being like, bro, your fucking line where you said da 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 da, and like fucking like, it's so clever because, and you were like, oh yeah, sure. I meant to do
Definitely did that on purpose.
Sure, yeah.
And that shit happens sometimes. Somebody sometimes will like,
accidentally. Like that knowledge, it's that universal knowledge.
That collective consciousness. Somebody like, bro, it's so clever you do that, and you're just like, oh yeah, I was smart,
thank you.
wasn't
I really appreciate that.
I'm a legend in my own right.
There's so many. I think that when we do our episode where we go down and specifically, hey, pick some more bars and break down, but I think that's a good little amount. But yeah, there's very cool
rate
fucking
the bars.
Yeah. Is it a bar?
Oh, on AI too. I loved how you said when you were being the AI, you were like, I apologize for your mistake, because it's like he's like, I'm an AI. I don't make mistakes. Yeah. I wonder if the young ones know what Skype is.
So again, we're talking about curating, and this is the level of thought I put into albums. Even when I'm like, I'm not doing a concept album, I end up doing concept albums. But just the way I feed everything into, it's a conscious thought. So example, the end of AI, I say, and I ain't talking about no Skype. When I say I see you, it's on site. For anybody who might, if Skype isn't a thing anymore, Skype was the original FaceTime. So when I see you, it's on site. This whole fucking, again, double entendre. That being said, I say when I see you, it's on site. Guess what song plays next?
Oh,
Webpage.
Oh, shit.
Webpage plays next.
I didn't even catch that.
Like it.
Dope.
Webpage is next. So I'll conclude with is here. All right. So the track list. So do you care if I just really quick go through, break it down, and
no? Fuck you, dude. What is this? Your episode or what?
I'm done. Fucking delete it. Cancel the app. All right. So I'm just gonna break down my headspace of the track list for anybody interested.
He looks like he's rapping.
It's so cute the way you move.
So.
Oh, dude, speaking of that, when our first Sam LaChow concert, we watched a dude perform that moved just like Fish.
No shit.
Bro, I was like,
no
what?
Shit. That is kind of crazy.
Nothing new under the sun.
That's crazy.
I had to ask her what that meant. I was like, what you mean?
Nothing new under the sun?
Yeah.
Means what it means, Jesse.
I was there. I was feeling the vibe, dude.
But anyway, so first track, It's All Drama. It's bullshit. So first track, It's All Drama, is obviously the introduction to the album, and I talked about that already, and it's just establishing that life is a stage, so play. The second track, It's All Drama, You Got It, is I'm starting to play. I'm showing you that I'm starting to play, and I'm starting off being like, hey, I'm playing the villain on this one. Not the whole project, but this song. That goes into Sweetwater. That is more of me falling into the paying homage to the Wyoming rapper personification that people like envision. And then You Bad is the love song, the vibey love song. So now I'm trying to hit these emotions. Webpage, it's just, never mind. It goes Webpage, then AI. So to correct myself. So I wasn't as clever as I thought. Well, I put them next to each other for a reason.
I feel like he meant to do that, but then forgot.
But with Webpage, that was honestly, again, kind of just that flexy, braggadocious, but also I really wanted to go with that old school hip hop vibe of three fucking backpack rappers just getting in there. Sure.
My verse is all cap, bro.
He was like, I don't know why Treezy wants me on this. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
I ain't fighting no more. But
okay,
I put myself in that
say all
headspace.
cap. For anybody who doesn't know, Jesse used to be a fucking bouncer for how many years? So
I'm fucking doing it again too.
Yeah, so exactly.
So I ain't fighting.
Back into we're talking about life as a stage kind of shit, like that Black Mirror sci-fi vibe. Like I'm talking to AI. Freak nasty. Then the next one, improv freestyle, is again life as a stage, and part of performing is improv. Like
I liked the beginning of that. You're like, well, this is specific.
Yeah, so
like, all right.
You look like him. Yeah, the coach, the improv coach, would be in the song, being like, "Hey, I want you. You're a white rapper from Wyoming. Everybody like compares you to I'm like, yo, this is fucking really." And he's just like, "Go improv." And on improv freestyle, like.
That's fucking wow. Yeah, great.
These more shots. The intro to Drama, You Got It. Get nixed. You finito. Trees go off the deep like a sinkhole. Like, yeah, just so fucking barred the fuck up on this album. But improv freestyle, I just go off kind of conscious flex. So I'm flexing. But Need These to Sleep is obviously the heartbreak song that's a metaphor for like Then the ones I want to go through the track list is the last song to the album, If We're Being Honest. So the last song, If We're Being Honest, I talk a lot about one of my favorite things is like the message of that song is
the
like,
only way you can do that is if you were on some Spark Master tape.
Yeah, where I'm like MF Doom type shit, where I'm asked all the time. And when I wrote If We're Being Honest, it was just that, being like, fuck, man, I just, that fucking, like, your perspective, like, and even talk about, like,
I don't know if maybe you might have already answered it. It takes me
year?
2 or 3 years to do an album.
But if you put me in a room and you say, hey, like, I just need 16 bars, like, give me a verse, I'll fucking knock that thing out so fast just because I'm so used to working. well, here's the thing. Like, if I sit down and do it, like, I'm busy and I have to schedule to do it, that's what'll take time. But when I do it, I'll get in and get it done. It'll be that quick. So much so, karma has affected me. But like, if I'm have an artist who's like, will you collab with me? And I say yes. And then they're like, bro, I need your verse, bro. And like 4 days go by and they're like, bro, if I don't have your verse by tomorrow, I'll fucking have that thing back in an hour. Because I'll be like, fuck, I got to get it done. I'll go downstairs, I'll fucking pound it out. And I'm giving you dope content. I've done it enough. I've showed up to work enough that I know I can deliver. But I still very much teeter-totter with, and I'm just, it doesn't hit me how it used to. I have these fluctuating moments where I fucking feel these really big highs with that obviously manic bipolar stuff, and then the fucking really deep lows where I'm ready to be done. But with the song We're Being Honest, the way the song ends, literally I say, we planned the trip but didn't pack the luggage. And so for anybody listening, that is a metaphor for my career and like all the things that I've like wanted to do. Like my journey. I want to be known for my music. I want to be more famous. I want to have more followers and more streamers every month and all that stuff. But then being like, hey, we planned the trip. That's what we planned to get there, but we didn't pack the luggage.
You talk a lot about that, like, about you can't just be in love with what you do for the outcome. Like,
you have to be in love with the journey.
Yes. And like, as far as like being a famous musician or whatever, like it's a long journey and it's a lot. And like, as a person who organizes the podcast and the albums and the
exhaustive
and that, it is
exhaustive. But
also for me particularly, passion. You know what I mean? Like, this is my passion. For me, I work so I can do this. Like, I don't. Sorry if my bosses or anything see this. I do really like the people I work with. I'm fucking stoked to be making the money that I'm making. I don't mind the drive to and back, but I don't give a fuck about work. I work my ass off when I'm there because I know that that's what bosses want and and because I want to give everything that I do, my full everything. But also, like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. This is what I give a fuck about.
See,
and so for you, you have other shit in your life.
And that is a good point, like, because on the music side of it, only a little piece of it is a super small piece of it is monetary gain. It'd be nice to, because I do make money off my music, but it's nothing significant. It's nothing crazy significant.
I'm still struggling to get any of my money back.
Yeah, I do make money off my music. It's nothing too crazy. That being said, the recognition is a part of it that I'm not trying to do it specifically for that, but that is the fucking end product you want.
Everybody likes it.
If you told me right now, hey, I'll give you $1,000 or 10,000 listeners, I'm going to pick 10,000 listeners. Easy choice for me.
Yeah, if I cared about money, I wouldn't spend money I don't have on this
so
shit.
With that being said, I've also been doing it long enough that I found this healthy little balance of like my perspective and my expectation is, and I reality check myself, but also shoot for the moon. And so with all that being said, before I was a 16-year-old high school dropout. Before the headspace was like, get famous with music so you can pay your bills and ball the fuck out. I don't want to just sit at home. I want to travel. I want nice things. I want to do fun shit. Get famous off music so you can do that. Well, that didn't happen clearly, but I'm very fortunate that my business took off. So now I get to enjoy things in life that I never thought I'd get to because my business is doing well. So when I start to scale things out, it's like, okay, this thing that exhausts me and I don't get a lot of joy from anymore, or this thing that I've like built from the fucking ground up and established in the community, and do I invest my energy here or here? And like, instead of splitting myself in half, it has to start going here and like here and like so. But I also don't ever want to be that guy who's like, oh, let your fucking career crush your dreams. Because I'm like, dude, like we talked about earlier, haters on the comments, and that guy who specifically was like, bro, you're fucking professional executive age making raps on TikTok. You're goddamn right, bro. And I am fucking a professional executive. And guess what? I still fucking make music because I like doing it. I fucking have fun doing it. So it's not like I started making good money and quit rapping. Like, there's clearly a deeper layer to it. So.
Okay, so on that note, we like to get real on the podcast. I have a question for you. Say Classy Broad popped the fuck off. What does that mean for you and that in the terms of that?
So this goes for Classy Broad or my stuff individually, because ironically, we were just talking about how like when I dropped my album, I did it in the concept of like, hey, like, I'm kind of used to the return that I get. Nothing really had popped off for a couple of years. Like, every time I drop an album, I'd have like significant increase in like something I could notice, and then for like COVID basically fucked that up. After COVID, like, I'd drop an album and every time it was about the same response. Same people listening, same response. Ironically, It's All Drama has fucking like tenfold. It's better than anything's ever done of mine. Tenfold. It's so. With that said, that kind of reinvigorates something in you, being like, oh shit, maybe fucking I don't want to quit yet. No, this new side is fun.
I don't have a business that's mine.
Especially getting introduced to a wider audience. Instead of just being known in the local scene here, obviously, but then in the surrounding areas, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, these things, Montana and all that, branching out to further places. So if just me, like say something popped off with me or Classy Broad popped off, that would definitely like reshape the way I think about it.
So you're liking it.
So it's literally takes it as it comes, and also with like a healthy perspective of if something pops off, I do own my own business. So like, I'm fortunate because I could arrange stuff, is extremely proficient and all that I could leave my business for 3 weeks knowing that people are still taken care of. Like things are good to go.
That's good to know, because like, as a person who puts as much work into this shit as I do get worried sometimes, especially knowing that your motivation is slipping, because not only I give a fuck if this goes somewhere. I want to. I want you to come, dude.
Exactly.
You're my fucking best friend in the whole world. I have fun doing it with you. Well, you're a given. Come on now.
So, and with that being said, that's another layer too, is part of my disinterest in music and like my perspective that started to get a little bit more like, this doesn't feel fun anymore. It's because I was doing it alone for so long. This lone wolf shit and
that's where
recording
I'm really
by myself, recording albums in the studio, built my fucking own grave with this one, but excluded myself from the rest of the community early on in my career, being so braggadocious, being like, hey, I'll shit on every single one of you, and then everybody was like, all right, fuck you then. And then like, when I was like, hey, support me, and nobody did, I was like, why? One thing that is nice is my favorite memories of music are all with my homies. I have good memories that I've just like milestones that I've crushed, but you want to talk about like favorite memories, it's with my fucking my friends. That's another thing, another layer to it, is like when we go do shows or recording sessions or whatever it may be, that's gonna add a new insight for me. Oh fuck, I'm back with my friends, this is fun. Even think these are good examples. There's nights with the pod, because I am so busy. You guys know this, I have my business just in itself, kids. I have 2 very young children, and then outside of that I do my like other extracurricular activities like that I like to do. That sounds kind of weird.
It does sound sus as fuck.
It does. I train. I do.
He's talking about jiu-jitsu and working out.
So I have all those other things that are like really important to like me and like mental health and what I do. So there's nights even like when we come to record that I'm like, fuck, I got to do the pod tonight. Like I'm so fucking tired. I just want to go home and chill. But then we'll get here and we'll be in these situations where I'm just I'm glad I came. So that's another healthy layer of it. So it's honestly like to answer your question, like across the board is I literally have to take it one day at a time.
That's totally fair. I had talked to Jesse about, I was like, I am concerned that I'll put all this work into this and you guys will be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And for me, I want to go places, and what if I end up going places and I have to go alone?
You won't have to.
There's a Sam LaChow bar about it, actually. He said something about, I have these dreams made of gold, but when I wake up, please tell me I'm not alone.
So I guess my question to you, since we are getting deep, is say a scenario happens, because I will say with chaotic is, so for anybody who doesn't know, my business is, without having to go into too much detail, but it is a lot all the time. Like I'm on a daily basis. I'm like interacting with more than likely like 40 to 50 people a day. That's a regular fucking day, and that's like
more than. Hey, can I take your order?
Yeah. No, I'm talking like
in a food, a deep level,
and that's like the school district, case managers, guardians, clients, staff, just places in the community that I'm involved in. So I'm just consistently doing that. And sometimes it does get so overwhelming that when it's really heavy, that's where my brain goes to quit everything. There's everything. I can stop. There's nothing stopping me from doing music. There's nothing stopping me from doing podcasts, and just focus on this so I'm not as stressed all the time. Because admittedly, it is very heavy on my mental health. Fucking extremely heavy on my mental health.
Absolutely.
So in a scenario, if things ever did get like something that I was just like, dude, I have to focus on me a little bit more. How would you respond to that? Like even if I wasn't like I have to quit, but if I was like, hey, I just have to cut the brakes myself for a while. I need some. Like, what do you think? And I'm gonna ask both of you, because if I'm being honest too, that has been a fear of mine, is the fact that with my mental health, and part of my journey is like respecting my mental health enough that I'm like, if something gets too much, no matter what, I have to respect my mental health. So I've thought, like, what if I get to a point where I really do have to take a step back somewhere in life? And that's not just with you guys, with multiple people. I'm obviously being true to myself, but I don't want to like disenfranchise you guys. So like, well, like, kind of, I guess I'm curious what your response would be. So whoever wants to go first.
I think Callie and I would probably just like pick it up and fucking do it as a 2-man group until you were.
Well, we had definitely talked about, because like I said, I know that your motivation for music has been dipping and stuff, and so like, I talked to Jesse about that as a theory. I really want him to do this with us, but what if he just fucking is like, I don't want to do this anymore.
And it's cool we can have this conversation on the pod, and that's where we're so fucking that whatever it is, we're fucking connected. Because I'm not even kidding. Swear to God, we're just gonna be open and transparent. Swear to God, our last episode of the pod, and I don't know how much of this you want to cut out, or how much we just want to like air our souls to the fans, people listening. But right now, something crazy happened, and Classy Broad popped off. We drop our thing, we go do a couple shows. Somebody notices, and like, dude, you have to go on this 3-week little tour with us. I have the comfortability; I could do that. Okay. I have multiple managers that work with me, and my wife.
Also, on the way to San Lachow, maybe we can talk about this. Oh, we talked about talking about this next week. Not next week. Our next Us episode. Yeah. I had talked to Jesse about, I was like, I am concerned that I'll put all this work into this, and you guys will be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And for me, I want to go places, and what if I end up going places and I have to go alone?
You won't have to.
There's a Sam LaChow bar about it, actually. He said something about, I have these dreams made of gold, but when I wake up, please tell me I'm not alone.
So I guess my question to you, since we are getting deep, is say a scenario happens, because I will say with chaotic is, so for anybody who doesn't know, my business is, without having to go into too much detail, but it is a lot all the time. Like, I'm on a daily basis. I'm like interacting with more than likely like 40 to 50 people a day. That's a regular
awesome.
Fucking day, and that's like
more than like. Hey, can I take your order?
Yeah, exactly. No,
like,
I'm talking
like
on a deep level, and that's like the school district, case managers, guardians, clients, staff, just community places in the community that I'm involved in. So I'm just consistently doing that. And sometimes it does get so overwhelming that when it's really heavy, that's where my brain goes to like quit everything. Like I can stop. There's nothing stopping me from doing music. There's nothing stopping me from doing podcasts, and just focus on this so I'm not as stressed all the time. Because admittedly, it is very heavy on my mental health. Fucking extremely heavy on my mental health.
Absolutely.
So in a scenario, if things ever did get like, so something that I was just like, dude, I have to focus on me a little bit more. How would you respond to that? Like even if I wasn't like I have to quit, but if I was like, hey, I just have to cut the brakes myself for a while. I need some. Like, what do you think? And I'm gonna ask both of you. Because if I'm being honest too, that has been a fear of mine, is the fact that with my mental health, and part of my journey is like respecting my mental health enough that I'm like, if something gets too much, no matter what, I have to respect my mental health. So I've thought, like, what if I get to a point where I really do have to take a step back somewhere in life? And that's not just with you guys, with multiple people. I'm obviously being true to myself, but I don't want to like disenfranchise you guys. So like, well, like, kind of, I guess I'm curious what your response would be. So whoever wants to go first.
I think Callie and I would probably just like pick it up and fucking do it as a 2-man group until you were.
Well, we had definitely talked about, because like I said, I know that your motivation for music has been dipping and stuff, and so like, talked to Jesse about that as a theory. I really want him to do this with us, but what if he just fucking is like, I don't want to do this anymore.
And it's cool we can have this conversation on the pod, and that's where we're so fucking that whatever it is, we're fucking connected. Because I'm not even kidding. Swear to God, we're just gonna be open and transparent. Swear to God, our last episode of the pod, and I don't know how much of this you want to cut out, or how much we just want to like air our souls to the fans, people listening. But last episode of the pod, I actually, on the way home, had some friends call me because they wanted to talk about something totally unrelated, and I just started talking about this, and they were like, oh no, I saw that, it's dope, all that stuff. And then I actually told them that I was telling them about how that night in particular was a night that I was like, fuck, I truly didn't want to go record, but then I'm so glad we did, because fuck, me and James had this fucking great reconnection and everything. And I was talking about that, but then I literally was very conscious with them that I was like, I need to talk to Callie, especially because Crook, you are so good at rolling with the punches in life, I've noticed. So I literally told them, I was like, I need to find a space and a time to talk to Callie about my fear with if I ever have to take a step back. Because what ended up happening is we were talking about the pod, and they're like, well, how's everything else been? And I'm like, bro, fucking crazy. Like, this has been going on, and that's kind of where they were even kind of like, God damn, bro, like, how do you do all that? And I was like, I fucking don't know sometimes. So that's where I literally told them I need to find a space and the time to bring up to Callie, like, that's a legit fear of mine too. If I ever have a dip, that I'm like, I just can't right now, man.
Well, if you ever need the night off of recording, like, Ellen and I can fucking...
Preferably not the George episode.
No.
I don't know him super well.
Yeah, no,
so,
yeah.
you know
And here's the thing is there's also a level to, like, talked about with James, like, discipline. There's also a level of, like, if I make a commitment, I don't want to ever make it... I think that there's an unhealthy way to frame mental health of being like, hey, be selfish for your own mental health. Yes, absolutely. If it's something detrimental. If I was having a terrible day and I'm like, dog, I can't today, I think that's a fair time to do it. If I'm just having a hum day that I'm like, oh, I'm feeling lazy, I don't want to do it, but I made a commitment to somebody, I don't want to. I want to be a guy who shows up to those.
Well, and that's where I wanted to have backup subjects
exactly.
too. You know what I mean? Because sometimes things happen.
Exactly. So, and I'm framed up in life, admittedly, where something could happen all the fucking time. Really can. Like, my business technically operates 24 hours a day. So,
God damn.
Yeah.
So, like, Jesse and I definitely have had these conversations, and the way that Classy Broad is set up is that like, something happened with Jesse, it could be me and you.
Yeah. It's almost like Wu-Tang.
With you, it could be me and Jesse, right? Yeah. But what I don't want it to end up being is one of
just one person,
which will probably be me. You know what I mean? Because I'm the one who has the most drive for it. Because honestly, dude, after everything that's happened in my life, I just I'm not trying to die saying I didn't do what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? And so, like, worst come to worst, absolutely can hold that down. But, like, I do want you to know that, like, I want you to be a part. It's not like no matter what you need to, you know what I mean? But, like, I still fucking love you. I love doing this stuff with you.
This is such a weight off
my
heart to have this conversation. Just because that's been a constant, it has been a constant fear.
Me too.
It's been a constant fear. So much so, again, this is up to you how much you want to, like, keep in or cut out of this part of the conversation. But even when we did our last step, and you'd said it before you made it, you'd said something about it on Facebook on our last step where you're like, yes, this is like my reason for being here right now. And like, I had this powerful episode that we were all a part of. Like, it was so emotionally charged in a healthy way that when you made the comment, you're like, dude, like, this is like the things that's keeping me, like, from not killing myself, you know, basically. And like that technology that I literally, like, it dropped my heart. So I'm like, oh my God, like, what if I were to get, like, because I would never want to put in a situation where I'm giving you a worse version of me because I feel like I'm forced to do so. Yeah. When I show up, I want to show up because I'm like invested. I don't want to show up just because, like, if I'm not here, I don't want this to happen. Because that, again, reminds me a lot of, like, previous relationships with a certain family member we've talked about. Being like, but I don't want to do something just to, like,
because you feel obligated.
Yeah, obligated to. So I'm glad we can have this talk. Because I'll put it this way, when it comes to, like, being overwhelmed, I don't ever see a scenario that I can't be a part of anything that I want to be a part of. My only thing is, like, if it ever got so to where it's like with us, admittedly, like every Wednesday recording and stuff, something were to happen where, like, oh shit, like, Wednesday just doesn't work for me, and then what about Saturday? I'm like, fuck, dude, Saturday I'm going to Utah. Just being able to be like, oh, okay, we'll figure it out, kind of thing, without me having this panic attack, being like, fuck, my friends are mad at me, and fuck, I suck, damn it, like, because
Callie and I's, like, vibe together is really fucking solid too. We've known each other for a really fucking long time. We were just testing the mics
earlier, and I was like, actually, we'd be really funny together.
So that's kind of where, because again, the Classy Broad music side of it, recording the music, no fucking problem at all there, in the sense of, like, obviously if there's a level of patience, but I'm also very, very good at, like, if it's crunch time, I can get it done. So much so, the 2 songs we recently did, I was like, because obviously we have a show coming up, we have all this stuff going on, so I need those songs. For one of the main reasons is we have to be able to hype each other. We need the completed version of the song. So when you were like, dude, I need those to get done, I got them both done the same night. And one of them that night, one of them had 8 bars on it, maybe. And the other one hadn't even been written to. I recorded both verses in under 2 hours. Wrote and recorded. Yeah, so like, shit. So when did you know that you have spider webs on your helmet?
He just was laughing because he was like,
oh, dang, it's over here.
Dude, I was like, fuck, I should have done that earlier in the episode.
So again, going from being the guy that's like, hey, I'm going to put out, I can write 16 songs of a concept album. Thing in your mouth? It's there. See, dumb as hell. See? It's getting there. You think you're funny now?
But, like, honestly, dude, like I said, we can get deeper into this stuff next week. Jesse and I had a long conversation about this on the way to Sandwich Out. We did some crying and talking, and
and it's so great. Again, that's how we are. All of us are so connected on a spiritual and soul level, because I did the same thing with my wife and my 2 friends, because both of them, I literally was like, guys, I'm at this horrible conflicted crossroads of, admittedly, I'm not going to lie, with music in general, in particular, music, anything that comes with it, it is such a touch and go thing for me, because, like, it is, like, really, really, truly is. And so that was always a big fear of mine. And mind you, before you even brought up the thing where you're like, yeah, this is so important to me. Like even before you brought that up, I was already like, hey, I should probably have a conversation with Crook and Cal. And then when you said it, I'm like, fuck, I can't say anything now. Damn it.
Pod will live on, brother.
So, just to put it out, as long as I think it's cool that we can talk about this on the pod. It doesn't have to be a behind closed doors fucking kind of conversation.
Thing as well before we wrap up.
Oh, yes.
I'll try to get my thing to recognize my face.
It's not gonna. Mine won't with my facial hair either.
Right. Saw it on Facebook. My homie Tucker, he put it on a post. He said, if you could have dinner with any actor or actress, who would it be? Any, too, so everything's open.
I'd say Robin Williams. I'd love to have some conversations with that guy. Well, he's thinking. You can't see my whole prop outfit.
Oh yeah,
but
bro.
Look at this.
We'll just let's take note.
Took it all the way.
Like let's take note because so this was easy. This was easy enough for me. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. They said dress up. I was like, bet. I got my Bulbasaur costume. Shout out to Bulbasaur. He is the goated starter. Crookie, fucking looking fly over here is a fucking skeleton man. I fucking pulled it off. But then Cal just fucking set the bar. Like we look like a bunch of fucking dinguses. We're both wearing fucking onesies, and she went with a whole fucking profit, and it fucking looks fucking amazing.
Slaps.
It fucking slaps. I walked in and I was like, fuck you, fucking shout and prof.
But he's got a Bulbasaur thing on his butt.
Yeah, a fucking bulb on my back. You guys saw the hood on earlier. It was way too hot for that. It's not on his back.
It's on his butt.
But prof, if you see this, dog, you got to feature something. I mean, fucking working this, and not only that, but like uncanniness of it. How you pulled it off.
Brother, and if I ever told you the whole fucking connection with Prof, you would think I was.
Fucking
I think Prof would think I was insane.
Prof is. That'd be a cool fucking dinner.
He's not an actor. That's why I didn't say that. I definitely would have dinner with Prof. Yeah. He would be fun, insightful.
So for me, because both my guys are actors as well, but I think it'd be really cool to do one with Method Man. One, just because I have so much I want to pick his brain about, and then the other one would be this is going to be so Stanish and like fanboyish, but Eminem would be so cool just because as a fucking lifelong fucking M fan. I feel like I would definitely be that guy. I'm like, bro, when you said this, I don't think people understood. And on this album, everybody's hating, but I get what you was trying to do. Like, that would be me.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, I would. He'd probably be like, yo, waiter, check.
I'm trying to eat with my daughter.
What about you?
I picked Samuel L. Jackson.
That was a little loud there.
I don't know. That was a good choice.
What if he did, and then we got to see a video of it, and they didn't talk the whole time? Just dead silent, just eating. The end, Samuel Jackson goes, motherfucker, let me get my check, and that was it.
Even that's epic, bro.
You're like, that's enough. That's all.
Like I had dinner with Samuel L. Jackson. Oh wait, what'd you guys talk about? He said
not a goddamn thing
at the very end. Motherfucker, let me get my check.
He ordered a chicken parm and then said, motherfucker, let me get my check.
Oh, brother.
So fucking good night. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here and talk about the album. Absolutely. Y'all should listen to it. It's all drama. It's available now
really good.
On all majors. I'm very proud of it. It's been
I'm pretty hard to impress, and it's really good.
He is hard to impress. We were literally talking the other day about how his highest compliment is, what did you say? It's pretty good.
He says that shit to me all the time, and to me, I hate that. Pretty good.
I told you.
I fucking hate it.
Dude, me too. I'm like, bro.
He will. I'll fucking show him a new song. I'm like, bro, what do you think he was? That's pretty good. And I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You say, that was so clever. And like, when you said that.
Or you could even just be like, dope. But
super
pretty
dope.
good.
Pretty good is the highest regard.
Best album you ever made.
Yes, I believe that is also true.
Shoot, witnessing history. Anyways, so thanks for joining us for Classy Broadcast.
Number 6.
Thanks for joining us for episode 6 of Classy Broadcast. Our spooky broadcast episode.
We're so spooky.
Jesse, shout out to Jesse for dealing with these fucking sensory nightmare spider webs.
I would say deal with it. He's not just dealing with it. He's like molesting them.
Bro, I tried to put it up and I was like, eh.
You say dealing with, and he's like in the time of his life with them.
So you check out It's All Drama. We're going to link Delgado and Better Days at the bottom and his fucking Linktree thing. And, well, we'd have to link his webpage thing. He don't have no shit out yet.
Nope,
he's working on it. He is.
Being a piece of shit.
He's not being a piece of shit. He just don't know how to fucking deal with the shit. But that's what I'm here for. So anyways, thanks for joining us. Excuse me. Next week we have George Torres on.
George Torres.
He should have a lot of really interesting thing to say. He's like watching him fight.
So jiu-jitsu. So George, we'll go on that more, but he's all around MMA. For not hitting a lot of jiu-jitsu classes, it's dumb how good he is at jiu-jitsu.
Bro, watching him fight is crazy. Like his fight, I won't lie, the Wild Fights one, his was the most exciting fight.
I have so much to say on that, so we're gonna wait for when he's here.
He also, I don't know if he still does, but he used to do dancing. You know, he was actually supposed to be on a video of mine that I never made. So, but I digress. We'll get there. So next week we got George Torres on episode 7. Again, you're fantastic. Keep it classy, and thanks so much for giving us the space to voice our thoughts.
Yay!
What's that line that I'm thinking? The high-priced shoes sound.
Oh my fucking!
I fucking
legs
can't think
hurt,
of it. It's my favorite. By the way, Prof, looking all the songs, great. High Price Shoes will get me dancing every motherfucking time. I love that shit.
Thanks again for joining us for our 4th episode of Classy Broadcast. Check the information section on this video for links to all of our social media outlets and links to the accommodations that we mentioned in the episode. Don't forget to leave any questions that you have in the comments so we can do a question and answer video in the future. And if you would like to hear us talk about something specific, don't be afraid to make a suggestion. Join us in future episodes for more engaging topics and intriguing guests. And as always, plenty of laughter, tears, and hip-hop. If you would like to be a guest on Classy Broadcast, leave a comment and we'll contact you about future episodes. Join us next time for a special guest episode with James Gregg, where we talk about music, mental health, and the struggles of mental illness. Thanks for joining in. See you next time.